We are live. I probably should have checked, but I'm gonna check now. Let's see, are we live, baby? Yes, we are. Okay. Actually, let me grab something real quick. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, here we go. Okay. Alright, I got a blanket on. Okay, fucking cold. Hello everybody. So this is another stream. It's gonna be a solo stream. Just fuck. It's gonna be a solo stream with just me. And yeah, I thought I would just we haven't streamed in a while. Peter's been busy, so streams going forward might be just me and maybe another person here or there sometimes. But yeah, as far as videos go, I'm currently working on my Gundam video. Hopefully that should be out by mid-March, hopefully. We'll see. And yeah, but I thought I'd just hop on here just because I wanna nerd out about the DC universe a little bit, because there have been some recent developments and I'm just stoked for it. So this will probably be a quicker live stream. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let's get rid of this down here. I don't even think people could see it. No, because my face is blocking it. Never mind. So yeah, first up obviously is Superman. I mean, this this movie looks so good. I'm so freaking excited for it. Oh yeah, it's muted. Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, you know what? Before we start there, let's start with James Gunn, our savior here. I titled the video, James Gunn will save DC, and I fully believe in that. I think obviously DC's movies have been hit or miss, with most of the hits being stuff outside of continuity, like the Batman and Joker, but those are very much like, it's Batman, so it's going to make money either way. You know what I mean? Except Joker 2, apparently, but everyone knew that was going to fucking bomb. Because the first Joker ended so definitively, and they're like, hey, why not make it again? But is it a musical? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? What's the plot? I don't know. That movie was so fucking bad. Like, unbelievably so. Like, I keep going into, like, it's funny. With, like, DC movies, I keep going into them, like, oh, it can't be that bad. Like, I remember Suicide Squad, I thought of that. I'm like, it can't be that bad. Batman vs. Superman, I was like, it can't be that bad. Joker 2, same thing. And I was like, wow, that was bad. But hopefully, well, I'm not even hopeful. I know that James Gunn is going to nail the DC universe, because people might say, well, people are tired of superhero comic books, and this has been a sentiment that's been going on and on. Right now they are, yes, because after Endgame, where the fuck do you go from there? You either have to do small independent, like a smaller movie, like a more character driven, like a Logan or something like that. You either have to do that, or you have to increase the stakes of Endgame, which is nigh impossible. The only thing that, like, cosmically or big event that comes close is the Spider-Verse movies. Like like Marvel has just been on its filler arc for the past, I don't know, when the Endgame came out, like 2019, like since the pandemic, pretty much it's just been on its filler arc, and it's like now I they're trying to get back on board with fucking Robert Downey Jr. as Doom and like the Fantastic Four. Let's see how that does. I think my prediction is I think Superman's gonna wash Fantastic Four because while it is an annoying sentiment, it is true when like Hollywood producers don't want to do like another movie because it's failed before. Let's say Green Lantern, for example. Green Lantern, since the first shitty Ryan Reynolds movie, like people have been like Green Lantern will never work, Green Lantern will never work because it'll just remind people of the bad movie. With Green Lantern's defense, for me defending Green Lantern, it's got one bad movie. So far, Fantastic Four has two mediocre riding on bad movies, and then just one really bad one, which was like just studio interference up the wazoo. So if you put that up against a Superman movie, where yes, we have like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, but also Superman is the birth of superhero comics and also pretty much the birth of the superhero movie with the Richard Donner movies with Christopher Reeves. And Superman's much more recognizable than I would say Fantastic Four. In fact, that's not even a controversial opinion. Everyone in the world knows who Superman is. People know who, the Fantastic Four are, but they're not on the same, it's not the same level. It's like a fucking coughing baby versus a hydrogen bomb. There's just no fucking equivalence here. So I think Superman's going to wash it out. I think it looks good, and people are saying, or I keep saying people are saying in general, but I'm just the person I'm arguing against with my head, basically. Marvel Rivals reminded me how cool Marvel could actually be. Yeah, no, Marvel Rivals is great, and people are loving the game and stuff. It's like overtaken fucking Overwatch 2. Now, I'm not into multiplayer games, but I know for a fact, like, when you see everyone talking about Marvel Rivals and, like, I haven't heard shit about Overwatch 2, it's a fucking wash, and the way they're doing their microtransactions and stuff seem pretty good. So, yeah, that place, yeah. I mean, Marvel has always been cool, right? The MCU has just didn't have it. Like, it's shocking to me how I meant Marvel. Like, Marvel had Endgame, and then they kind of didn't know what the fuck they were gonna do next. Like, yeah, they set up Kang, and due to circumstances with Jonathan Majors, like, they couldn't have predicted that. But like, even with the Kang stuff being set up, it still felt fucking aimless as shit, and like just slop of mediocrity. And I think with James Gunn, he's gonna put the quality back into these superhero movies. Now, does he have his hands in every single one of these things? No, obviously, there's probably going to be some duds in here, just like with any superhero franchise. I mean, look at the list we have here. There's bound to be at least 3 or 4 of these that are like a fucking dud. But with James Gunn's track record with the Guardians movies and such, and the Suicide Squad, he knows to do quality over quantity. And that's been his mission statement, is like, hey, listen, we're going to wait till the script is ready. Like, he announced The Authorities. We'll talk about this one, The Authorities. And he's like, you know what? We're going to put Authorities on the back burner. And I think his reasoning was like, we have The Boys, right? And The Authority was before The Boys. But, like, The Boys criticizes superhero media to, like, the extremest degree possible. It's, like, the most satirical thing on the face of the planet. Like, the most obviously satirical thing. And then if you put out The Authorities while, like, The Boys is still in the pop culture zeitgeist, people are just going to be like, this is like The Boys, but taking itself seriously. Why would I watch that when I could just watch The Boys? And it's like, yeah. So I could kind of see why The Authority would be put on the back burner. Not that I was even a big Stormwatch was the team's name before they turned it to The Authority in the comic books. Not that I was even a huge fan of that, of like the Wildstorm universe or whatever. I read the first arc of The Authority. I thought it was good, and then I think Mark Miller takes over, and it It's not as good. But I like that first arc for what it was. It was just kind of basically like the Authority, the comic book is very much just like a mirror version of the current JLA run by Grant Morrison that was running at that time. Like it was like a direct mirror. So unless you were like there or aware of that, like if you just read it on its own, it's fine enough. But you kind of have to read the other material to get what it's kind of mirroring. Whereas The Boys is just like fucking, at least comic wise, it's just like, fucking superheroes dumb. Whereas the TV show is still superheroes dumb, but also kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, I just have, I think the DC universe, like Marvel and DC are so different. Like Marvel for me is a lot more grounded. Obviously you have your Thanos and stuff like that, but like it's always been grounded to me and about the actual characters, whereas DC is like about the superheroes kind of thing. And that's what I've always liked about it, because sometimes Marvel gets into like, you see a character like Spider-Man, okay? Like Spider-Man in the comic books in the mainline continuity is not married to Mary Jane. He's a 30-year-old who's single, who like doesn't have his shit straight. It's like sad and pathetic, and I don't want to read it anymore. And like, because Marvel's like, well, that's where the character has to be. And it's like, no, they could fucking move on from that. Superman has a fucking kid, okay? Batman's got a kid. Fucking everyone's got a kid. Whereas like Marvel is like, the timeline has moved forward, but their characters stay the same for the most part. You know, it's comic books, so like they're gonna change some shit around all the fucking time. But yeah, all right. Let me stay off the comics. Let me get into the movies and stuff. I like his philosophy on not starting a movie until the script is done. I like that too, even if it means getting movies about literal who's before the first Flash. And yeah, I mean, I like that too, and I like how he basically is saying, hey, listen, like, yes, these movies are in the same universe, but we're not gonna like be Marvel about it. You know, the Flash movie is gonna be about the Flash. It's not gonna be like Ant-Man Quantumanium, where it's like, this movie is to set up Kang. Well, now, literally, that fucking movie is useless. Absolute garbage, useless. You do not have to watch it to fucking have anything explained to you. Hell, any of the recent Marvel movies, or are we kidding? But, ooh, awesome. No viruses detected. Very cool. What was I saying? Like that Ant-Man movie is literally useless now. And that's what I always like when people are like, well, you know, the Ant-Man movies are all right. They're not all right. You know, if your movie is just made to set up something else, and that's all the movies have been, eventually it's going to get pretty old. And after Endgame, what the fuck are they setting up? You know? So, but, you know, he only goes forward when the script's done, and I really do appreciate that. The Boys is way too mean-spirited and gratuitous to get into Invincible. Yeah, The Boys comic book is like literally a 14-year-old's understanding of like, it's like 14-year-old edge. It's not like the worst thing in the world, like how the internet portrays it, but like the comic books are literally just very fucking mean-spirited. The Boys show is also mean-spirited, but it commentates on superhero, but it's more like about the political landscape of stuff. Recent seasons have been more like obvious with it. Like season 4 was like so obvious what they were talking about. And Invincible comes from a place of love for comic books. The comic books themselves, the TV show comes from a place of love where, yes, it's satirical and it's being like, all right, some of these ideas are goofy, but at the end of the day, they're goofy, but we love them for how goofy it is. Whereas The Boys is like, isn't this fucking stupid? A man who talks to fish, isn't that dumb? And it's like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it's much more like obvious, whereas like Invincible takes tropes and explains why we love those tropes. The Invisible comic book is like one of my favorites of all time. It's one of the only comics that has a beginning, middle, end, and that's it. Whereas like what I was explaining before with the Marvel stuff, it's like Marvel's like, Peter is single forever, even though Miles is there. Have Miles do the young Spider-Man shit. Well, Peter Parker fucking becomes a dad. Like, what the fuck? If you're 30 years old and or describe it as Zon Piker at this point. If you're 30 years old and fucking still don't have any kids, what are your fucking aspirations for your personal life? But anyways, yeah. So I think James Gunn, he obviously cares about quality. So far, this has been all talk. We haven't seen a DCU project. Well, that's not true. We saw Creature Commandos, but like a movie. We haven't seen a movie yet from the DCU or DC Studios. Creature Commandos was good. It was decent. I'm not going to say it was the greatest thing in the world, but it was an enjoyable show. And again, it's not like, again, you don't have to watch the show. Basically, Rick Flag is in there. Or, yeah. I think it's Rick Flag. One of the Flags is dead already. I think it's Rick. So he's going to appear in the Superman movie, but like, you don't have to know who he is. He'll probably make some smarky like, oh yeah, I was hanging out with some Creature Commandos, and then whatever. But yeah. So let's talk Superman. Superman looks so good. The hair's a little wacky, not gonna lie, but the tone of this is just perfect. I think it's just like, this is what Superman should be, instead of like Henry Cavill being like, if you see my fucking signal in the sky, you better run. It's like, dude, that's not Superman. That's just basically a murderer in the sky. I think Henry Cavill could have been good, but the source material he was given wasn't great. And this just feels a lot more comic booky, you know, which I really like. It's not afraid of color. You got Crypto in there. You have other superheroes just around, which is what comic books are, you know. It's just like, oh, so-and-so appears out of nowhere. Like, oh, this is a Guy Gardner and Superman team up. Like, that's like how comic books are, instead of like having this whole big thing like with the MCU. But yeah, I don't know. It's a teaser. We don't know everything about it, but like, as far as like the feeling and stuff, it just is so... It's so comic booky, and it's so Superman, and I'm so fucking happy. Like, I am so thrilled. This is gonna be my movie of the year. I feel like I'm overhyping it, but like, I feel like I'm not either, because like, James Gunn has just had a great track record with all the superhero movies, and like, this looks no different. You know, this is like, in a world full of misery, Superman is our hope, whereas like, Zack Snyder Superman was just like, nah, it's pretty fucking miserable. What if I was a god? It's like, Jesus Christ. If I have to see sad Superman again, I'm gonna blow my fucking Minecraft bucks out of my head. But yeah, super excited for that. Then we have Peacemaker Season 2. I liked Peacemaker Season 1. It was funny. It was really good. I'm interested to see how Peacemaker Season 2 adapts itself to the modern DC universe. See where that goes. Maybe there's some crossovers here and there. Then we have Sandman Season 2. I thought the first Sandman show was okay. The first season. I didn't watch the whole thing. And Supergirl World Tomorrow is like midway through production. So that's pretty cool. I really can't wait for Superman Woman of Tomorrow, because it's based on the Tom King miniseries that was like really good, and the art is fantastic. If I could show some, let's see here. Super Woman, or no, sorry, Supergirl. Or are they calling her a woman? Supergirl. Okay. Whoop. Superwoman's a separate character. Let's say comic book. Also, the casting's pretty good. Yeah, I think this is good casting. And it seems like they're pretty far along, so that's exciting. And then hopefully we'll see Lobo in this, which will be played by fucking Jason Momoa, who was born to play. I mean, this man looks exactly like Lobo. Like, if I could pull up a picture of Lobo, hold on. Lobo. Like, dude, come on. he looks exactly like him, dude. Like, the Aquaman casting, I guess I understood because, like, you have to make Aquaman cool, so they grabbed the buffiest guy around. But, like, the man is born to play this role. And apparently there's this story on, like, once James Gunn was announced to be head of DC Universe, or DC Studios, Momoa texted him being like, Lobo, let's do it. And yep. It's told, like, there's no other way to go about it. Are you going to make me pay for your shitty? Okay, no. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I like how we're focusing because we've had a lot of Batman. And we're still going to get some more Batman, but we've had a lot of Batman. It's time. Batman has been the face of DC since pretty much The Dark Knight, right? Pretty much, if you really want to say, pretty much since the 90s, since the first Batman with Michael Keaton. So now, like, this is, like, for me, yeah, it's literally the second DC movie is Superman and then Supergirl. So he's basically going out there and saying, listen, Superman's one of the first, or is the first superhero, basically, and he's going to be the first to be introduced, and he's going to be the face of DC. We all love Batman. I love Batman. Listen, I love Superman so fucking much. Like, Superman, I'm a ride or die. I got the Superman t-shirt right here. We all like Batman a little bit more. we all do. He's got the best stories. He's got best artists. He's got the best writers. Because you could do so much with the character. Superman also has some great art and writers too. I'm not knocking that down, but, like, we love the angst of Batman. We love him so much, which is why he has been the face of DC and, like, superheroes for a while. But I think it's time to bring some hope back, and best way to do that is doing it through Superman. Then we have Clayface, written by Mike Flanagan. It'll be interesting to see who they cast as Clayface, because Clayface in the comics, I think they're going to take it down this route, is he was an actor, and then he got these powers, and he was like, oh, now I can play anyone kind of thing. It's going to be like a rated R horror thing, so that's going to be super sick. Sergeant Rock is like, back in, like, World War II, they had Sergeant Rock comic books. The Daniel Craig rumors were fake. It's not real. But that'll be interesting to see what they do with that. I'm wondering if they go fantastical with it or what they're going to do with that exactly. But the Batman has been pretty much confirmed. So it's moved up. It's no longer 2026. It's going to be around in 2027, which is fine. Again, they have an outline of a script, but they don't have a solid script yet, which is perfectly fine, honestly. Like, we waited long for Spider-Verse. We're going to wait a long time for the next Spider-Verse. That shit's not coming out to 2029. I love these fucking YouTube thumbnails. It's never coming out. Are you fucking serious? The movie made so much fucking money. Oh, God. It's like... it's like instant gratification. I think we're so used to, like, Marvel movies and stuff. Like, here's the slot, and it's not going to break whatsoever. Whereas, like, this one, I think things can shift around. I think that's fine because they're not focused on, you know, at the end of this, Justice League is coming out. Like, Justice League will come out when it's the right time for it to come out, you know. Let's have you care about the movies and the characters first. You know. Excuse me. But yeah, we might even, I don't know if we'll get Brave and the Bold before. And the Brave and the Bold one is before the Batman comes out. That'll be interesting. Because they still haven't casted that Batman in the mainline one. Basically, the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, is in a separate universe. I think Matt Reeves just doesn't want to really muck around or be limited by the current DC universe. Even though, like, I think it still can fit in. But, you know, whatever. The Batman movie is so good, I've watched it like 5 times. The man can take his fucking time. I don't give a shit. Take all the fucking time you need, Matt Reeves. It'll be interesting to see Brave and the Bold, because we are confirmed to have a Robin, which thank fucking God, because, you know, it's a crucial part of the Batman character that people in the mainstream don't really realize because they haven't seen it. But in the comic books, it's like they're like Robin literally appeared in like issue 32 of Batman, like barely like 2 or 3 years. Like Batman was writing solo, and then Robin comes in. Like the Bat family is very important. It's very crucial. Yes, obviously Batman has solo stories where he doesn't even talk to Robin, doesn't even fucking mention Robin. But like Robin's there, and he's a important character. Unfortunately, it is fucking Damian Wayne, my least favorite Robin. But I hope they don't make him too fucking insufferable. Damian has been written well here and there, but for the most part, he's just like a little fucking spoiled brat. So it'll be interesting what they do with the Brave and the Bold, and who they cast as Batman. I think the guy from Reacher would be a good pick. John Hamm's a little old, unfortunately. A younger John Hamm, I think, would have made a great Batman, but it what it is. Then we have Dynamic Duo. I'm also super excited for this. It's an animated Robin origin movie between Dick Grayson, Nightwing, and Jason Todd, Red Hood. It'll be interesting to see. The animation style looks pretty interesting. Let me see if I can find the animation reel for these guys. Let's see. Animation. Let's see. Here are the guys. By the way, doing a test on the Iron Giant, one of the greatest movies of all time. Pretty cool. So here's the breakdown of what they're doing. So it's like literally puppets and CG and like stop motion, which is a really cool and unique way. So on the right here is where is how the animation's gonna look. That's gonna be interesting to see how they pull this off in like live or pull this off in the movie, because obviously it's gonna be a lot of action stuff. How kid friendly do they go? Because like with a character like Red Hood is Punisher but Batman. To put it in the simplest terms, I know he's a lot more complex than that, but like just to put in general terms. So that'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if it's like a Spider-Verse thing where it's like oh, like this is just outside of continuity kind of thing, whereas this one might be in continuity. Who knows? But yeah, this animation style is very interesting, and they're still developing it. Obviously, animation takes fucking forever, so they gotta take time for that. But yeah, so we're still getting our Batman stuff, obviously. And then we have the Lanterns TV show. This is the first screenshot from, I believe, either today or yesterday. I think it's today. This kind of got overshadowed because Shrek 5 is coming out. But yeah, so this is going to be our Jon Stewart, and this is going to be our Hal Jordan. Obviously, they're going with the older Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan's my favorite Green Lantern. And it's really just because he has the best stories and stuff like that. Like Jeff Johns' run of Green Lantern is fantastic, bringing back Hal Jordan. But it'll be cool to see like an older veteran Hal Jordan like take Jon Stewart under his wing and stuff like that. And it just because like this is the thing, right? Warner Brothers for fantasy, they have Harry Potter, right? For sci-fi, what does Warner Brothers really have? You know, like Disney's got Star Wars. Star Wars is like the most sci-fi thing imaginable, but like the Green Lanterns can literally be like Warner Brothers Star Wars, essentially. Warner Brothers has Dune actually, but besides the point, like, I guess I just mooted my point, but whatever. There's 2 Dune movies. They're both really good though. But like Green Lantern is such an interesting character. He was just fucking and I think Ryan Reynolds was a good casting for Hal Jordan. Make no mistake about it. He was born to play Deadpool. I'm glad it landed in that direction, but like it was just a shitty script that made the movie shitty. It had like special effects and everything like that. Like that movie just needed a rewrite desperately. I think they were too afraid to get too cosmic with this. This one is still grounded, but I feel like they're gonna be a lot more into like the space sectors and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to like Finally, Green Lantern's not going to be the laughing stock. I've been a die-hard Green Lantern fan for so long. I have a literal long box of just Green Lantern. Let me see. Yeah, wait. Is this it? Yeah. Oh. Am I going to wreck this for a bit? Maybe. Yes, I am. Just pull. Alright, this is a bad example because this is just what I pulled out. But these are literally like New 52 stuff. Green Lantern. And then get to see my asshole. That's fun. Let's see. Let me pull out the good shit. Where's the good shit? There we go. I've been collecting Green Lantern since like The Blackest Night. Which, if they adapt The Blackest Night live action, holy shit, that's gonna be epic. So like the movies and like what people don't know about is there's different colored lanterns with different abilities that are like fucking cool. Like black lanterns are literally like undead soldiers. Red lanterns are rage. Orange, greed. Blue, hope. Green, we know, is willpower. Yellow, fear. Like there's so much to expand on this that Jeff Johns has laid the groundwork for an entire Green Lantern movie saga that would be sick. But because of one bad movie, it's all, oh no, Green Lantern's a fucking laughingstock. Dude, if Lanterns nails this, brother, like people are gonna be singing its praises, and I've been here since day one. I like Green Lantern. I have all of those in singles. I also have the whole saga in omnibus format. The entire thing. The whole thing. Plus, the Green Lantern Corps, okay? Which is like not written by Jeff Johns, but it was written at the same time by Peter Tommasini. Still fucking dope. I need to pick up the second volume of this. I also have all these in singles. These are heavy books. Now I'm winded. Oy. Jeez. Now this is just like me putting books up ASMR while screaming about Green Lantern. I'm just so excited because I thought this day would never come. I thought I would be old and decrepit before we got another chance at Green Lantern thing in general. And now that it's here, I'm beside myself excited. I'm like thrilled. Hopefully it sticks the fucking landing. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait another fucking 20 years to get a good Green Lantern anything. Because Green Lanterns are so fucking cool. It's so cool, guys. I swear to God, it's cool. Okay? But yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah. yeah. It's going to be fucking sweet. Hopefully. Please. James Gunn, don't fuck it up, please. Please don't fuck this up. Ooh, we got a loud ding. Ooh, we might have a special guest on. Hello. All right. Yes. Let me know you are on Discord. All right, let me turn the ring around so I know. We might have a new player joining the chat. Until Batman, motherfucker. No, Batman can't. This is the thing too. Is the bad part of the Batman pop culture zeitgeist is like Batman could literally beat anyone. And it's like, no, he can't. He's just a fucking person. Every single comic book where he has to attempt to fight Superman, he's like, I am shitting my pants right now. I know I can't beat him. All right. We're going to have a special guest, Mr. Leon, Mr. Gentleman Snark. Hold on, let me make sure. I don't want no one seeing no one's username or nothing. Yeah, let's see here. There he is. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Hello.
Hello,
There you are.
hello. What up?
Hello. Hello. You there, Leon?
Hello, testing.
Okay, there you are. You're coming out a little. Hold on. Keep talking.
Talking, talking, talking,
Okay.
talking.
Okay.
Woo.
Yep. There it is. All right. Actually, talk
Oh,
one more time.
ready?
Okay. Yeah. We're picking up your audio. Never mind. All right. So let me just redo the screen here. All right. Hey. I saw your fucking whoever commented that. They're a piece of shit. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Did you join in when I was crashing out about Green Lantern, or did you just come in?
Yes.
Okay.
So I kind of came in on the tail end when you were like gushing about Green Lantern, and I'm like, I mean, is he though? Is he
Yes,
really?
he
I mean,
is. Yes, they are because there's multiple.
how many of them? How
Oh
many times
God!
has Hal
Right
Jordan
now?
lost his ring? How many
Oh,
times has
you're
Hal
talking
Jordan
Hal
lost
Jordan.
his ring?
I thought you were talking about how many human Green Lanterns there are, and buddy, there's like a lot. Like, I wish they would kind of like do a Green Lantern series where it was like about an alien, because we have so many fucking Earth Green Lanterns. It's not even fucking funny. Um, there's so many.
It's hilarious because I remember the scene in Young Justice where like the Flash was like, "Oh, we could use like some more powerhouses. Like we have Guy Gardner," and like
Yeah.
Hal and John were just like, "No,
No.
what? No."
No. Yeah, he's such a dick.
It was hilarious.
I love Nathan. Hold on, let me look up for the people. I love what they did with Nathan Fillion, because like that's like pure Guy Gardner right there. Nathan Fillion Green.
I'm surprised because for years they people wanted Nathan Fillion to be Hal Jordan,
Yeah,
so it's really surprising.
I would have preferred him as Hal. The guy they have now is a good actor. I really like him, but it's very obvious they're going for an older Green Lantern as kind of like a mentor to John. Um, Not that the John actor is like incredibly young, but it still just seems like it's called Lanterns and it's the two of them there. Hal came before John, so obviously there's that. Um, yeah, it'll be
Their
interesting.
origins are like vastly different though, isn't it?
For who?
Like Hal was a for Hal and John Stewart, like
Oh yeah,
Hal
yeah,
was
yeah.
a pilot and
John was a
John was, I
Marine.
think, yeah, he was a Marine. So
Mhm.
like that's vastly different.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's they're very different. But there's been plenty of comic books to draw from where obviously they're a team and stuff like that. So, um, it's not like a total fish out of water type of thing. Because yeah, I mean they're the part of the Green Lantern Corps. There's like thousands and thousands of Green Lantern. They're basically like intergalactic cops, So they all have to work
Mhm.
together in some degree. A lot more attention is placed on Earth because obviously we can relate to humans and stuff. But like, I would really like to see a Green Lantern series where it's just like an alien, just another Green Lantern. Because like, I love Hal, I love these characters, but there's so many fucking like. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's extreme. Maybe a alien Green Lantern looking over 2814, which is the space sector of Earth, um, like looks after Earth instead of having another fucking human Green Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, they really have the like. So I'm not really big on the comic. Like, I don't really read comics of Green Lantern. I know
Mhm.
of it, but they really have a lot with the Green Lantern mythos. They can really kind of explore the organization itself through a different character's lens. Because like, if you've been, unless you're living under a rock, you know the main three, which is like Hal Jordan, the most popular one. John Stewart, second most popular, and Guy Gardner, the leftovers, if we're being honest.
um, yeah, no, well, yes and no. Yes and no. Like Guy.
I say yes only because like when you think Green Lantern, you either think Hal Jordan or John Stewart.
No, yes,
Guy
yes,
Gardner
you're
does
right.
not come into your head.
Yeah, Guy Gardner got popular during Justice League International, ran by Keith Gibbons. Like, he has the infamous thing where Batman punches him, and it's like, hey, what the fuck, man? And yeah, but like on screen, I don't know if you're watching this live or if you want me to screen share it with you. But like right now, we
Yeah,
have
yeah, I'm
one,
watching.
two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, we have 7 human Green Lanterns. Like, I think, I think, I think we're good, right?
And one's a kid too, so we even have like a Teen Titans angle.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, no, we need to like
we don't
let's get an alien
we
there.
don't talk about the Bendis era of fucking DC where he ruined Superman's character for a little bit. Well, we don't talk about that era. I mean, he didn't
I
create the
mean,
character, but like the character was created around that time, and it was just kind of like, what? So, but yeah. I mean, I don't want to turn this into the Green Lantern show, but um,
too late.
yeah, too late.
I mean,
Honestly.
if you want, I can start shitting on Hal because like
No,
let's
there's
talk
nothing to
about it.
shit about. Literally, you know how like Daredevil is
So
like
so we're gonna
man
talk
without
about his
fear.
love interest.
So is Hal Jordan. He also has that tag like and the greatest Green Lantern alive. Okay, so pipe
So you
down.
really think I can't destroy Hal? You really
You
think I can't
can't
destroy
destroy.
Hal right
If you
now?
say yellow, that has been out of continuity since the fucking early 2000s. Don't say it.
Remember when he dated the kid?
Okay, hold
Thank
on.
you. Thank you.
Hold on, hold on.
Thank you.
They rebooted the universe, so Hal has never had sex with a minor. Pre-crisis, Hal a little bit of a pedo, but like, Hal was a fan of lollies. Let's just say that. But now he's not. Okay, it's been rebooted. That's been eradicated from continuity. DC doesn't want you to remember that, so I choose not to remember it as well.
But Petridge Farms will always remember.
Oh God. Yeah, I think the writer was having some feelings about stuff. But
Yeah, no, there's like a lot of things where comic book writers send
I mean,
to
literally,
reject.
Terra from the Teen Titans was like in love with Deathstroke in the comics, and it's like,
But here's
oh,
the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I'm willing to give that a slight pass for one
because
reason
Deathstroke's
and
a
one reason
villain.
only. Exactly. He's a
Well,
villain.
okay, if we want to go by that
Okay.
logic, hold on. If we want to go by that logic, we could say that Parallax influenced Hal Jordan because Parallax is the evil entity that turned Hal Jordan into a supervillain in the 90s called Parallax and has been living with him since he met that teenage girl. So we could say that Parallax influenced him to become a pedo. But now he does have Parallax in him, so there you go. That's the in continuity reason.
See this? The amount of copium.
No. That's in continuity.
The amount of copium. Oh, my
God.
lord.
And she's an alien. Doesn't count.
To who? To who?
I don't know. I like Hal Jordan. Listen, he's not that anymore. He's a changed man. He still hasn't married Carol yet. God damn it! But he's a changed man.
Yeah, he's a changed man. Can't even marry an honest woman. Maybe because she's too old. Damn.
Carol's not. Oh, I just collected. Damn, the bait was real.
Yep.
Anywho, yeah, I'm excited for Lanterns. It's gonna be Earth based, but I think they have to because they can't. they can't
They
go to
kind of
space
it
too
has
bad.
to. They
They have
have
to
to
stick the
start with
landing
Earth.
in the first season, and then once people are either like, we really fuck with this, they'll get an increase in budget, and then hopefully we get more
See,
space stuff.
See, the issue is that nowadays, like, so with the movies, I'd say, yeah, movies, you need to up the stakes. But I've been seeing some outcry that people want, like, for the TV shows, they want the heroes to be a bit more grounded because, like,
Sure.
shows like
Yeah.
Daredevil was very popular, and that's a grounded show. It's street level crime. There's no
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic anything. They're just, taking on the mafia, taking on the mob type of deal.
Hmm.
Now, unfortunately, Green Lantern himself, he's too of a hero to really deal with mafia stuff like that because he can literally just one tap them, realistically.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
if you are gonna do it, it has to be an alien crash landed on Earth, um, and now they have to investigate. Basically, like
they
that's kind of
investigate,
what I have to
could be
do.
reach invasion, could be like, yeah, whatever they do, it has to be alien based. Um, Hopefully it is very well done. I'm kind of curious how they're going to work with the CGI because CGI for TV shows is usually never as good as CGI in the movies.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, the Disney shows are even kind of not great with the CG. Um, yeah, I think it all depends. It either has to be practical, like a humanoid alien who's like painted, I don't know,
mhm.
purple or something like that. Um, it'll definitely be interesting.
Also, the effects with the ring too, those are going to be toned down
Yeah,
um
yeah.
because I noticed that with when a lot of like anime or comic shows get translated into live action, and you need to like, and it's one of those characters where they really use their powers very often. They always tone it down for live action because that's a lot of CGI.
Hmm.
The most recent example I can think of off the top of my head was look at Luffy from the live action One Piece. In
Yeah.
the show and the manga, he's always using his powers, but
Hmm.
they were very conservative in the live action. So we might
Yeah.
get something like that
And
with lanterns.
unfortunately, it's that you can't really avoid it. You know, like you could
Yeah,
try your best not to do it as often, but like they're gonna have to use their powers eventually. um,
yeah.
I'm just interested in seeing their costumes. So let's see how that goes. I wonder if they're gonna do
You
like
can't
the
you
Earth.
cannot mess that up. It's a
Yeah,
classic costume for
well,
both of them.
also
You
just
can't mess it
don't
up.
CGI the fucking mask. Just don't
Yeah, no,
CGI the
no.
rest of it. Fine, because CGI has definitely increased since fucking Ryan Reynolds, but like, or like has gotten better. The mask thing was so fucking dumb. Um, Hold on. I think they might do an Earth One uh Green Lantern suit. It's much more like it's like an astronaut, but suit, but with like, I don't know if you could see the screen. Hold on, I will put it right
You
there
think we'll
for
see
people to see.
Sinestro in this?
Yeah, I think they did cast Sinestro already. I'm pretty sure. Hold
Okay.
on.
So will
William.
this be? So if this is an older Hal Jordan, I'm assuming that the Sinestro here is going to be a villain then. Like he already did his heel turn and everything.
I mean, we don't know for sure. Let's see. Lanterns. Who is this guy?
That looks like a
Urch
good suit.
Thompson. Yeah, he's just kind of a generic British evil man. It looks like Mark Strong. Okay, obviously Green Lanterns is bad, but Mark Strong, like his Sinestro look was actually good. Like actually, he looked pretty damn close to the Sinestro of the comics. It's unfortunate he was in a bad movie, but goddamn.
Get A-list actors, but a crappy script. Nasty
Yeah,
work.
yeah. Like Ben Affleck Daredevil. I think Ben Affleck could have done a good Daredevil, but like obviously that movie is no good. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they'll
what was
probably
that
do a more
script?
grounded one. As much as I love that classic costume, this is probably the safest option. This is like the safest possible option they can go for. Um, which
So,
yeah,
yeah, it could work.
yeah.
Yeah, it could definitely
It's
work.
it's got like a modern mentality to it. While also not just being like over designed like every Marvel fucking costume. Now I know I'm talking about DC here, but like you caught up with the Daredevil stuff, right? Like the Daredevil seasons and stuff.
Oh, for the show? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's one of my favorite shows.
I love that he's back. It's in the hands of Disney. And they're playing up the violence and stuff like, nah, it's TVMA. Which I'm like, okay, but like, just because
So
it's.
was Echo.
Right. Exactly. Oh, biggest waste of my time. I'm so nervous about it. I'm so nervous. I'm glad they ditched their original idea, because their original idea was just to kill off Foggy and Karen off screen, and like it was going to be more in a similar tone of like how he appeared in She-Hulk, and I'm like, that's not Daredevil. That's not him.
Fire them. Whoever made that idea, fire them.
Yeah.
Fire them.
Yeah. But
Fire them.
They're
That
back.
Was terrible.
They are back, and John Berthol's returning as Punisher and stuff. So, I
Saw
wonder
that.
if we might get Jessica Jones too. That would be cool, or Luke Cage. I don't want it to get too overcrowded though. So if they keep it at John Burns, I won't be upset.
So I.
Or John Berthol.
I
don't know why I say John Burns. John Berthol. Sorry.
So out of all of the Marvel Netflix shows, I'm gonna say it. Jessica Jones is my least favorite.
The Netflix ones? Wait.
Yes.
Did you watch Iron Fist?
Yes.
Iron Fist was
2.
bad.
So the way I see it is that season 1 was bad. Yes. Season 2
Okay, I didn't watch
gave it
season 2.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, season 1 is bad.
Mhm.
Everyone can agree on that. But season 2, in my opinion, it deserved a third season. Especially the way it ended, it deserved a third season. Like,
I
it
like
was
Jessica
on the
Jones,
right
though.
path.
I didn't like
clean it
season
up.
2 of Jessica Jones, but I like season 1. The
Season
one with
was
the
okay.
purple man.
Yeah, no, because like David Tennant was pretty good. Like Kilgrave, yeah, he was amazing. But season 1 was good. Season 2, Season 3 was just why.
Yeah, Luke Cage was decent. I didn't think Luke Cage was great, but I thought it was really good for what it was.
So with Luke Cage,
Defender sucked ass.
Okay.
That was fucking awful. Holy shit.
Luke Cage season 1 was okay. Luke Cage season 2, I loved that one.
Yeah.
Mainly because the villain, Bushmaster,
Yeah,
bring him
yeah,
back. I want to see him again. I like him.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, which one was
Defenders-
Mahershala Ali? Is that first season or second season?
First season. He was first season.
First season, yeah.
And he biggest fucking
Which apparently he's Blade now, so he can't be that character anymore.
That character got killed off.
If
so
Blade will ever come out, which I don't think it ever will, because it's been, they had a script where it was like Blade's daughter, and like Blade was like a background character, but they were still gonna call it Blade. It's like, guys, John Wick with vampires. How? This should be the easiest script in all of Hollywood history.
It really should be.
You have to make it rated R. No exceptions. No, like, it cannot be PG-13. Rated R, Mahershala Ali, and like Blade's not a complex character. He's like literally he has okay. The Blade character has existed since the 80s. There's only been like 40 self-titled Blade issues. Like Blade number 1, 2, 3. There's only 40 issues in entire existence. Usually he's much more of like an ensemble team character than he is like a Midnight Suns or like Secret Avengers type of deal. His character is, hi, I kill vampires. Like, how? It just boggles my mind that this was announced in 2018 and we're not even in production.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how you can go back and forth on a script. Like, you have a whole comic book history of source material. You can even look at some of the movies and
you don't even have a ton of source material, and you don't have like major Blade comic fans. There's probably a handful out there, so you could literally do whatever the fuck you want. Really, like what the movies did. You could do whatever the fuck you want. Like, there's not going to be a actually in there like you would a Spider-Man, but like literally you could do anything, and they're just like I don't know. I don't know what to do. What do you mean you don't know?
I mean, they almost did do whatever they want with the whole daughter scenario. Because I'm just like, where did
Yeah.
the daughter come from?
And that's a
Why
fine enough
you
idea for
asking
like
that?
a comic book or whatever, but like if you're gonna title it Blade, like
No, my thing is this. That idea might have been good for the sequel or the
yes, yeah,
third, but not
right.
for his introduction.
Hmm.
No. That
Hmm.
needs to be focused on Blade and solely Blade. We need to see what he's up to. Like it's a whole like we haven't had a Blade movie in how many years? No, give us Blade. We want to see Blade. Let
Yeah.
him be a badass. Then
Y-
in the next movies, if he gets them, then you can start pivoting to like maybe he has other characters or other struggles. Then fine, do that. But the first movie, make it about Blade. Like
Yeah.
unacceptable.
Right. Exactly. Just it's so easy. You could just place it in one setting. Blade has to storm. I'll just use it. Dracula's castle. The whole movie is just in Dracula's castle. It's a huge fucking castle, and all he is doing is offing vampires and like saving survivors and stuff. Like it is it is. There's no way to fuck it up. There's no possible
I
way
mean,
you
if
could.
they really want to get spicy, because I
Ooh.
don't know if you know this, but they were back with Wesley Snipes. They were originally going to do, I think it was the second or the third movie.
Hmm.
I think it was the third movie. They were originally going to do Blade versus Morbius. If they feel it's spicy, they could bring that.
Yo, that would be actually lit. I would be so down for that.
Because we
They'll never
already
do it.
have Morbius.
They'll never do it.
I mean, it's there. It's there.
Listen,
They had the plans. They could
it's
revive
been
it.
it's been 20 years, or well, no, not 20 years. That's exaggerated. It's been forever since Hollywood would even be like, we might look at Green Lantern again. Morbius came out like what, 4 years ago? They're not touching that in forever. They're not. It's just not going to happen. Like Hollywood is very much, if it fails once, we're not gonna fucking do it again for another decade.
Unless you have enough money to revive it.
Right. Which is why I'll see what your take on this is, because I was talking about this earlier. I do this thing where if I'm by myself talking about topics on stream, I argue with an invisible person. You know, I'm like, people might say this, but here's my argument against that kind of thing. Is that straw man? I don't know what the term is, but like, I would say I think Superman is gonna outdo Fantastic Four. Because think about it this way: has there been a critically acclaimed Fantastic Four movie where everyone's like, "I like these movies"? No, they've failed 3 times now, and now they're coming out with a fourth one. The first thing, because you have to think about like your parents' point of view, right? It's like, oh, they're coming out with another Fantastic Four movie. Other ones sucked. I don't think I want to see that, Whereas with Superman, it's like, yeah, we got Man of Steel stuff for the most part. Like, you have to see, like, Superman's like a global symbol. Like, everyone knows Superman. My dad will be like, oh yeah, I'll go see the new Superman movie. And that's how you get the money. That's how you get asses and seats. Whereas, like, with Fantastic Four, they have failed 3 times now. Like, it's fucking dire.
So the way I see it is, you're right. Superman will probably outdo Fantastic Four, but not necessarily because it's a good movie. It'll just be because of the hype. It'll just mainly because of the hype that it'll outdo.
Yeah.
Because Fantastic Four, I'm not gonna lie, I saw the trailer and it left me with questions, because the first thing I had a thing with was, where's Doom? Doom is
you know what they said?
Integrated with
what they
Fantastic
said
Four.
in a recent thing? Doom is not going to be exclusively a Fantastic Four villain. Doom is just a villain in general in the Marvel universe. That's basically like saying like Green Goblin isn't essentially a Spider-Man
whoever
villain.
said that does not understand the mythos of Doom and Reed Richards, one of the most pettiest and ridiculous rivalries.
Yes.
Literally, without Reed, there would be no Doom. That's the whole thing. So to just have a whole movie of just
see, Joker isn't really a Batman villain, is the mentality.
I'm like, because even Joker's an example because for some reason, and I actually did hate them for doing this in the first movie, but they just couldn't stop. They just couldn't stop themselves from putting Bruce Wayne or some Wayne in the damn Joker movie because they're that closely connected.
Yeah.
It's the similar thing with Reed and Doom. You have a whole. They're setting it up to be like a whole superpowered Leave It to Beaver type of style with the Fantastic Four. And I'm like, that's cool and all, but like, who's the villain? Like, they need a villain to kind of really put the heroes through their paces. And I can't, like, what are they going to fight? The Impossible Man? I mean, that's an option. Like, are they going to fight Galactus so soon?
Yeah, they're fighting Galactus real soon. Like, make Mole Man cool or something. You could probably do something cool with... writers have done cool shit with Mole Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're already having the Fantastic Four fight up literally at an end game level threat.
Yeah.
Like Thanos is not Thanos. Galactus is an end game level threat.
Mm-hmm.
And you're having the Fantastic Four take him on by themselves. I'm like, all right. So the stakes in this movie is either going to be ridiculous or completely infantile when we actually watch the movie. I don't get it.
Yeah. I also think, like, I think this movie, might be a slight step up from the Marvel stuff we've been getting, but I don't think it's going to be, like, anything... how do I put this? I think it's going to be above average. You know, from just, again, it's just a teaser. I don't know shit, but like...
That's the hope.
I fail to see how it could just be like, wow, this is really like a great Marvel movie. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just going to be, that was different.
No,
I don't know. Because, like,
kind of
it still has the same Marvel-ish formula. And then you look at something like Superman, it's like, wow, that's a superhero movie, but that's nothing like I've seen for a while now. You know? Whereas, like, there's a certain tempo with Marvel movies you're just accustomed to. It's just kind of samey. But we won't know until... You know what Marvel did, too?
Well, the thing with Marvel the thing with Marvel is that they're getting lazy now in the sense of they're just assuming like, okay, you guys already know who these characters are, so we don't even gotta bother. We just like go right into them, like,
which is fine.
And I'm like, it's fine to a point. It's fine to a point because, again, comic book fans are not idiots. Do not treat them as idiots, otherwise your movie will flop.
Yeah.
You have them acting all casual and carefree and like, oh yeah, they're gonna fight Galactus. I'm like, they shouldn't be acting like, they should be terrified. They should be like wondering what the hell's going on, what they're going to figure out. Reed should be practically shitting himself. And again, Doom should be involved.
Yeah. Also,
he needs to be involved.
Because I didn't get your take on this. I think I have a feeling you're going to have the same take as me. Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom. What are we thinking? Or maybe we texted about it. I don't know, but...
why did we even bother killing off Iron Man if this is what you're gonna do? Like,
because it's just so obvious. It's like, we've run out of ideas. Like, how about making good stories? How about Robert Downey Jr.'s back as Iron Man? Or, sorry, as Dr. Doom. And, like, how do you... Unless if he literally does not take off the mask, ever, which is impossible. Like, it's just gonna be... Actually, hey, I am evil possible. Tony Stark.
So the thing about it is, it actually is possible because if you remember Doom's origin, basically he burned himself with his own mask and pretty much almost never takes it off. So it is possible, but the problem with A-list celebrities like that, they usually have something in their contract so they can have their face shown. Yeah, as much as possible. So while it would make sense in character, I don't think they're gonna do that. And the thing that I don't like is that people, to justify this, were like, well, it could just be because, you know, in like other multiverses, Iron Man is actually Doom. Like Tony Stark is Doom, so it actually makes sense.
Yeah, because one What If comic, everyone's like, yep, this is what they're adapting. It's like, Marvel doesn't adapt shit. They just, like, they'll take, like, here's the Civil War title. That's it. Like, it's not actually like a adaptation of a comic book most of the time.
So yeah, my thing was like I understand people are happy to see Robert Downey Jr. again, and to some
I'm
extent
not.
I am as well, but not as like I would have preferred him coming back as maybe like a hologram, or like if you're gonna do the multiverse of like Tony Stark type of thing, just go the whole 9 yards, make him a different universe Iron Man. I would have been fine with that. The whole thing of him just being Doom, I don't know.
I just think
People are
it's
so used
lazy.
to him.
Like,
No, it is. It
yeah.
is because we're too used to him now as Iron Man. So unless you're brand new to the MCU, when you see him,
Hmm.
you're gonna be like, "Oh crap, he's Iron Man, right?"
Yeah.
Nah, he's Doom. It's jarring.
I mean, at the
It's
end of the
jarring.
day, when Avengers Secret Wars is finished and done, I think it literally just is going to be a soft reboot. I think they're going to do a lot of recasting. We're not going to, I don't think we're going to see X-Men until after Secret Wars, um, which is
Yeah.
fine, I guess. Because, like, I'm a little afraid that they're going to fuck it up.
I
Because
mean,
they
they
literally,
they
Jordan
showed.
Peele came with them with a pitch of how he wants to do X-Men, and Marvel said, "Nah." It's like, "Nah," to Jordan Peele? Are you? Maybe it was some out like crazy shit, but like, uh,
Is he? He's the guy from like the
yeah,
Key
yeah.
and Peele series,
He
right?
directed Get Out, Us, and Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, Nope.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I'd have to know what his idea is before I say Marvel's crazy, because
True.
he's
Yeah.
practically a horror writer type of
Hmm.
thing from the movie he
But
produced.
that could be an
And
interesting angle at the very least. But Marvel's like, we want something safe.
with the X-Men, with the X-Men, like
Sure.
if it was
I
a
mean, think
Wolverine,
about it this way: you're living a normal life, and then it's uprooted by you getting powers, and then basically people are racist against you. Like just one day out of nowhere, you're not born with the racism. Like the racism is bestowed upon you, and the only reason why I say racism is because obviously X-Men is an allegory for fucking racism. But they could have just like
pretty much.
they're like, well, we can't have too many black people in this comic, so to commentate on that, we're just gonna call them mutants and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if I like that, because if it was with Wolverine, like if it was a Wolverine solo movie, then maybe that could
yeah,
work for aspect. But if you're talking about like the whole X-Men, yeah, no, because going with if the Fantastic Four is like a superpowered Leave It to Beaver family style,
hmm,
the X-Men is just superpowered college kids. That's
right,
kind of
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
So it doesn't fit.
They gotta do like a because they haven't mentioned. Well, they've mentioned mutants a little bit in the MCU with Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel. It's like you have a gene, it looks mutated, and they look at the camera, and everyone goes, "I know what that is." And in the Marvels, Beast appears from the previous movies and stuff. So like there are mentions of, but like, is it gonna be a thing where? Well, I mean, I think that's just gonna have to be it. Like after Secret Wars, it's like there are mutants now, kind of thing. Um, Instead of having it to explain it in like modern MCU context, Secret Wars is just gonna be like mutants now, and it's like okay, because this is a soft reboot. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Listen, I don't
Yeah.
know. And like, are people really into Fantastic Four? Listen, I'm a diehard comic book fan. I read the Jonathan Hickman run. Um, I thought it was good, you know, but I wouldn't say like I'm like love what these characters are about. Like
I like
I
the
like the
evil
Reed
Reed
Richards
Richards.
stuff. Yeah, like the Reed Richards stuff
Yeah, the
is
Reed Richards stuff
cool.
is pretty
Doctor Doom
funny.
is
Like there's
like
a bunch of stories.
yeah.
Um, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit here.
Mhm.
If they put Namor in the Fantastic Four movie and have him hit on Sue Storm, I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna be like, okay,
Well,
they're taking a gamble here.
the Namor actor got busted for some bad stuff, so I don't think we're gonna see Namor in the MCU for a
Eh,
little bit.
Come on, I
For a
wanted him to be in
little
there to
bit.
like try to like be all rapey against Sue just to have Lee get all pissed.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that. All right,
You know
fine.
what? They will not do this. The internet has already kind of taken this, and I love this idea. It's like the equivalent of like Jar Jar being who was the character Snoke in in the Star Wars films when that they were coming out. Like Jar Jar is Snoke. But people are saying like Miles Teller as the Maker would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
just
The
be like,
Maker.
yo, that's so nuts. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. would be running the show as Doom, but I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? This is so fucking cool. But they're definitely not going to do that.
Yeah, I would. That's the thing with
'Cause
Fantastic Four.
my
I'm
thing
just
is-
more interested in the rogues.
These adventure movies are just going to be crowd pleasing thing. Like, we're going to see Tobey Maguire next to Hugh Jackman. We're going to see all the shit we want to see. I want so desperately, even if it's not Nicolas Cage, just Ghost Rider in the background from those movies. Listen, I'm not expecting quality at this point. Just give me slop and I'll fucking be like, oh, I had a pretty good time.
Speaking of, how
at this
come we
point.
don't have like an actual Ghost Rider movie yet or anything? Because like he's in the MCU. Because Jaime Reyes, like he was in what was that? The
Jaime
Shield
Reyes
Agents?
is no, Jaime Reyes is Blue Beetle.
Okay, no, not Jaime Reyes. It's a different Reyes, but he's
Yeah, the
he's
streetcar
the Ghost
driver.
Rider. Yeah, him.
Yeah, that
I want to see him.
Agents of Shield is outside of continuity.
Oh wait, oh they changed that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
And that looks
Man.
pretty good for TV. On a CW
really
budget, that looked really good because he only shows up like once, but like in his full Ghost Rider form. But it was pretty sick. Yeah, they'll probably do like a Ryan Gosling and make him Ghost Rider.
Because they were leaning heavily on the supernatural with Doctor Strange. That would have been a good time to kind of have Ghost Rider just pop out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the issue is they're focusing a little too much on multiverses stuff. So they're trying to do any crazy or wacky thing and anything different. They're using it as an excuse to do anything different, which would be good, but they're not doing anything revolutionary yet. I'll give them time.
Also, the fact is, like, the new Captain America movie is not doing good. Like, I'm waiting till streaming, and I think a lot of people had that sentiment. And it's not anything like,
same.
oh, Sam Wilson isn't Captain America. It's not that. It's just, I was reading the production side, and they had, like, reshoots on reshoots. Like, have you seen it? I don't know.
So
a single person that's seen it.
I have not seen it. I was going to, but there was a snowstorm. My friend, he went to go see it, and he pretty much told me, he didn't spoil it, but he told me, yeah, he's good as Sam Wilson. He is good as Captain America. He is Captain America, but the script and the story, everybody says the same thing. It's the script, it's the story. It's not the actor. It's not him. He's a good, but the script and the story is just not up there. It's just not good. And I'm like, what did they do? How did they fuck this up? You have Red Hulk. What?
Well, that's the thing too, because apparently, now I haven't seen the movie, granted, but the way it's been described in with people who have seen it, it's like this is a Hulk movie script, but with Captain America on it, and like throughout the whole movie, it's like, who's the Red Hulk? Who's the Red Hulk? When it's all over the marketing. Like, if you wanted to play that up, then you should have, like, kept it a fucking secret.
If they were trying to play that up, they fucking failed. And, like, that's not even... I mean, granted, I already know because comics, but, like, even regular people knew damn well. I was like, yeah, no, it's Harrison Ford's character.
Yeah.
He's the Red Hulk. They look the fucking same, too. Like, if you really think about it, like, there was no big...
like, their face is literally the same. Like, I saw action figures... of like the Harrison Ford Red Hulk. I'm like, that's literally just Harrison Ford's face on top of a Red Hulk figure. God, I wonder who Red Hulk is.
You know what it is? They're trying to copy, because when it came out in the comics, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was actually a big mystery in the comics.
Those were great runs. The Red Hulk run was fucking awesome. It was written by Jeff Lemire. Really good stuff, because it was during the time, I believe, during the Planet Hulk and then World War Hulk saga. So Bruce Banner was off world. So then we're like, wait, the Illuminati's like, hold on, we shot him into space. Who the fuck is this Red Hulk guy?
Yep.
But
Yeah, they didn't learn. They learned nothing from that. Like,
no,
yeah.
and technically Hulk is still Universal Pictures, so we can't even get a Hulk movie. And the Hulk of the MCU has it's just so.
Wait, that's
so
why
bad.
we can't get a Hulk movie?
Yeah, it can't be standalone, but he can appear as like it's kind of like a Spider-Man deal negotiation, less strict, but like still, like, well, I guess more strict because Universal owns the character. They haven't really done shit with him besides share a license with Marvel, but yeah.
Well, because they're just taking on all the royalties, because wherever Hulk
And quite
is,
frankly, with the way Hulk is now, like Bruce Banner Hulk is in the MCU, I don't think I want to see a Hulk movie.
no. If you're gonna do a Hulk movie, go back to basics.
Yeah,
Go back to
obviously
basics.
they're not going to do a Red Hulk movie because Harrison Ford, one, is expensive, and two, like I don't think I
Yes.
want to see a whole film of Harrison Ford Red Hulk. I would want to see maybe like a John Hamm Red Hulk or something like that,
I don't even.
And Hulk's
would that
son,
really
I don't
be?
think Hulk's son's gonna appear anytime soon. Did you see that from She-Hulk? Where, what's his name? Ska? Yeah, I think his name's Ska or something. It's like, hey, this is my son Ska. It's like, bitch, who the fuck are you?
Huh?
Do you not remember that?
I skipped.
Or you did
She-Hulk.
skip? Yeah.
I-
Well,
I-
that's also the thing of the
when I
death of
saw the
Marvel too.
twerking-
Like you
When I saw
remember
the twerking, I was like, nah.
Yeah, like you remember like during Marvel's peak, it's like even people are like, you gotta see it, man. You gotta see this. You gotta see this. Like even if you know the movie's gonna be lackluster, you still went to the theater because you wanted to be caught up. Now people are just like, I think I'm gonna skip Captain. I think I'm gonna skip the Marvels. Like that's why this like Fantastic Four movie is a make or fucking break thing for Marvel. Like
It's
if it fails,
they're
gonna push back
building the
Avengers, and they're gonna be like, "What? We gotta reevaluate what the fuck we're doing."
It's because they're not really building. So okay, I'll give them some credit. Some of this, well, actually no, because at the end of the day, they shot themselves in the foot. So here's the thing: they're not building the narrative. That's the thing. Like before, when the MCU first started, it was the Thanos arc.
Yeah.
It was all about the Infinity Stones. They built it up very brilliantly. It was amazing to the point where everyone, when Infinity War and Endgame hit, you felt every moment because you followed all the characters on their journey.
And again, even the mediocre movies were just like, oh, this is all building up to something. We're so excited about this. Where they could get away with that.
Anything.
Yeah. Like, even with the Kang stuff, it was like, all right, I see what they're kind of building toward, but and then the Jonathan Majors stuff happened, and then it was like, oh,
that's what shot them in the foot.
Oh, we have, like, you thought we had no idea. Now we have no because the only thing that really built up to Kang was Quantumanium, which was fucking awful. Now that movie literally means nothing. You don't have to watch it to catch up. And Loki, like, those were the only two things, and then the rest were just like,
While I agree that Quantumanium was not that, I'm gonna say it. Ant-Man should have lost. I'm gonna say it. He should have lost.
That would have been like, holy shit.
Yeah, no. If Ant-Man had lost, that would have been that.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. But because they made him win off of some BS, I was like, because that's the one thing. Kang, in my opinion, with Jonathan Majors, his portrayal of Kang was a worthy successor to Thanos.
No, yeah, great acting, great.
He deserved the
threat
shot.
level, yeah. But now,
when I heard he's coming back,
he was built up in Loki season 2 and stuff, and now with Doctor Doom, it's just like, hey, he's got 2 movies. Like, what are we gonna do in that time frame? Like, there's no way to build Doom up. And Doom deserves that respect because he's Dr. fucking Doom. He's like the cream of the crop when it comes to villains.
I'm confused because originally it's supposed to be Kang, but like, did we just is Doom supposed to be the next main villain for this arc?
Doom
now?
is the new main villain because it was going to be Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and then Secret Wars. Now they changed Kang Dynasty to Doomsday, and then it's going to be Secret Wars.
That's stupid.
So the only thing that has changed is the villain now, Which, if it's just
That's
like King but Doom, I'm gonna be like very visibly upset.
yo, no, that's the thing that's gonna tick me off.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's really gonna tick me off. I'm just like, yeah, no, like they're bringing him back. So I don't know. They should change. They should try to see what they can salvage to change that back. Because I'm gonna say it again. Jonathan Majors deserves a second chance. He was a brilliant King. The script just fucked him over in Quantumania.
But
I'll say it again.
Also, you know, obviously they have the controversies and stuff, which that's still court proceedings and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna commentate on that. But like, talk about the easiest recast of all time. Fucking, just get a different actor. There's multiple Kangs.
Yeah.
Like, literally the history of cinema's easiest recasting, where no one would question any fucking thing, and they were like, "We're gonna make it Doom." It's like, why you guys waste like? Because you know Robert Downey Jr. is asking a lot to come back. He's getting a fucking bag for that. You could have saved so much money if you just said recast, but instead it's like, fuck it, it's a different character. It's like, Marvel is just so painful.
I mean, maybe they'll do the King Dynasty again. But...
No, they're not. They're so far from that.
Well,
plus, King's not even like a cool Marvel character. He's got like one storyline that's okay.
But yeah, but this is the thing though. This is the thing though. Thanos wasn't all that in the comics either.
No.
The actor.
No. Thanos was definitely the shit. Like, Infinity Gauntlet is like one of the most like acclaimed Marvel events of all time. Kang has like nothing on top of that. Like Thanos is like a dark side level for like the Marvel universe. So I would disagree with that sentiment.
Well, see, the thing is, I would have argued that Majors or anyone with good enough acting skills could have made Kang on the map.
Sure, yeah, again, no, I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying, like, Thanos as a character in the comics is like
he's better
huge.
than Kang. I'll say that he is way better than Kang in the comics. I'll give you that. But like Thanos, I don't know. Maybe some runs that I've seen him in, he just comes off as just being petty, which is part of his charm. But
yeah,
to me, I mean,
like, he literally is in love with death and can't be with her.
And he's just pissing on Wade.
Yeah.
There's this one guy that I forgot his name, but every birthday he always comes to make that dude's life a living hell.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. But I feel like Marvel is at such a weak point where like DC is ready to fucking sweep in to be, because so many people have been like, well, are people getting superhero fatigue? And it's like, well, people have been saying that for years. They said that during the X-Men time. They've said that even during Marvel. Like, any time a superhero movie fails in a box office, it's like, is superhero fatigue setting in? No, it's just people are kind of done with the Marvel formula. Because also, Joker came out to $1 billion, the first one. Second one already got bad press. That thing was not going to make its money back. But like, and then you have the Batman.
The problem with that is they made it a fucking musical. Who the hell asked for that?
Listen, okay. Like, so I saw the movie. I watched it.
So did I.
So
let's talk about it.
Concept is like, okay, you're doing something different with the superhero medium. Let's see if you can pull it off, because that's risky. I wouldn't even call it a musical. It's just taking popular songs and then they sing at random points. And then, like, musicals have structure to them. This movie, on a musical level, fails, and on a plot level fails. What the fuck is the plot of the movie besides the social commentary, or not even social commentary, but like the commentary of like, I really regret making the Joker movie because some incels liked it. And it's like, okay, that's like a fraction of like, the movie's actually a very like liberal, progressive movie about like class and how like the big man always puts down the little man, but because Joker, people got all scared at that shit. So Todd Phillips was like, let me focus on that instead of like my overall message of the first movie.
First off, from what I read, because I actually did some research because I needed to know whose idea was it to make this fucking film.
Yeah.
Who should we shoot?
Was it Joaquin?
Yes.
Oh God.
He was like, yeah, I had a
dream, right? Yes, I think I heard this story. Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm like, I read this. I'm like, bro, who let Joaquin cook? Who let him cook? Who let him
I
cook?
dude,
He's not the kitchen.
I love
Get him out.
Joaquin. Joaquin's one of the best actors, but maybe
Stick to acting. Stick to acting. This was not
maybe
it.
maybe and the thing is Joaquin can sing. He played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. He did a very good job. That was actually his voice. They didn't just do like the Johnny Cash dub over it or whatever. He actually sung in that. It's just like the movie just had no plot. It was just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I mean, I disagree. I disagree with the whole he can sing here too because I disagree with that
Have you
because
seen Walk the
I
Line?
listen. I haven't seen Walk the
You
Line,
should
but
watch
in the
Walk the Line.
okay, even if he could sing, for some reason they probably made him sing badly on purpose. Because I'm not gonna lie,
Well, okay.
me and another musical friend of mine, we watched that shit and we were like, he can't fucking sing.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, the whole movie
So
isn't them actually singing. It's the bullshit music like we are singing, we are talking and singing right now. Like it's like that kind of like it doesn't have gusto. It's supposed to be like there's no like musicals are expressive and big and large and like yes, sometimes they have quiet moments, but like this whole movie is the quiet moments portion and it's just really not good. Like the Lady Gaga thing too. I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like Harley Quinn in
her,
name only. Like,
yeah, when I saw that she was playing Harley Quinn, I was like, what the fuck are we? I'll give her this. She could sing, obviously, because it's her
sure,
whole fucking career.
yeah,
But the, I did not. I didn't like it at all. I was like, what is this? I feel like this whole movie was just to put down the first for some reason.
yeah.
They didn't like people did not like Joker 1 being good as it was. So they said, "You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna make this dude die like a loser so everyone knows that losers just die like losers." And
I
that's what it came off to me as. And I'm like, "Why?"
listen. I am always for like let the director do his thing, but movies are collaborative work. Sometimes when producers are like, "Don't do that," we're like, "Oh, I can't believe they would allow him to do that." But that's all part of the creative concept. Is like that even with comic books with like editors and stuff. It's like, no, I don't want your character to do that. Have like figure out a workaround, and then that workaround comes out to be better than the original product. Like Akira Toriyama with Cell Saga. Originally, it was going to be these androids. He's like, I don't like that fat fucking android. Kill it. Or the old one. They're like, all right, fine. How about these teenagers? I fucking hate those too. How about this like bulky guy? I fucking hate those too. Okay. How about this guy named Cell? Hate that design. How about this one? Too chunky. Fine. Here's perfect Cell. Okay. Like that sounds annoying, and as a creative, that must drive you fucking crazy. But then we
Yep.
get perfect Cell from that. You know, it's always a collaborative effort. Whereas this one, I feel like they gave a director who now that he's directed an Oscar movie is like, I can fucking do no wrong. I'm going to make whatever, and they're like, yes. And it's like they should have been like, hold on, hold on, ugh, fucking jeez.
Yeah, no. Sometimes, folks, it's better to just let the franchise like if you caught lightning in a bottle, it's better to just let it die there.
I
Let
just
it let it go.
I
Ride the
choose in my
waves.
head that there's a Joker movie, and it was really good. Less good on rewatches, but like for the time, it was good.
I also say that like it. I also say this: if as a creator, if you feel like your work is done, no matter how tempting that paycheck is,
Hmm.
unless it's like they're really paying you a lot, let the work end. Because again, this all just seemed like a Joaquin really wanted to just run with this theme, and the directors and everybody else was just like, "F it, we'll just go with it." Then he seems to like it. What there might be some money in it. We made over $1 billion in the first movie. Let's just do it.
Yeah,
Flop,
fucking
flop.
flop of the fucking century. Holy shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I'm excited for the future, DC. I mean, this Superman movie, I hope it's good. I hope it's great. Supergirl,
James Gunn.
yeah.
I see. I want it to be good
Hmm.
solely because I want James Gunn to just stick a middle finger in Marvel at Marvel. I
Yeah,
just want him to do that.
yeah, yeah.
Because Marvel's been on some BS, destroying themselves, getting rid of anybody that could possibly save them,
Hmm.
wanting to be safe all the dang time. Nah, James Gunn's gonna be like, you had your chance.
And the thing
You had your chance
is,
at
I
greatness.
I mentioned it earlier in the stream. Is he's like, we got to get the script solid first. Like, the Batman 2 right now has like an outline of a script, so they pushed back the date to 2027. I am perfectly fine with that. If it was a
I like that.
good first
I
film,
like that.
take as much like I compared it to like Spider Verse, the third Spider Verse movie. We ain't getting that shit till 2029, and I'm fine with that. Give
Yeah,
the
I saw that.
animators as much fucking time as they need, because a rush product is
Well,
gonna be a bad product. Look at Captain America, like the fucking reshoots and shit, like fucking
so
disaster.
while I agree with James Gunn's take, like if you have an outline and you really want to nail the script, because me being a writer, self-insert here, I understand that sometimes when you write an outline for something, it doesn't hit yet. Like you're
Hmm.
waiting for that spark to
Yeah,
really be like, oh yeah. And sometimes it just doesn't hit, so you just put it in the background, work on other stuff, and wait on it for a minute till you finally
and
get it. So I understand. I understand that.
yeah, and that's what they're doing with the Authority too, because the Authority is essentially like the boys but subtle. And James Gunn is like, listen, the boys is out, and if we put this out, it's like, hey, here's a version of the boys but severely less toned down, and then the boys is gonna come out and be like, ha, isn't that stupid? So like, putting that on the back burner, I think, is a really really good idea, because they're very fucking similar. The Authority came out first in the comics, but like, no one knows
You
that
don't
who
want to
watches these
piggyback
movies.
off of
Yeah.
like you don't want to piggyback off what's currently out
Mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Exactly.
Because it's better for the boys to end that way, because it's the same thing with with reading material and stuff like that. Like when you finish a book, most people when they really want to read a book, they're going to look for another book that's just like the
Yep.
one they read.
Yep. Yep.
So when the boys end, in my opinion, that's the time for Authority to come out, because now
Mm-hmm.
everyone's going to be like, yeah, I want something similar to this.
Yeah.
Now
Like,
Authority
I,
comes
I
out.
think after Christopher Nolan's Odyssey comes out, we're gonna see a shit ton of like, here's another version of the Odyssey. Here's another version of the Odyssey. Um,
Mhm.
there have been plenty of movies who have adapted the Odyssey, but like, how Hollywood is like, let's make a fucking Greek mythology cinematic universe. I could totally see him do that
I'm
too.
curious how that's. I'm
Um,
curious how that would work.
I'm
But
also
the thing
curious
is,
on The Brave and the Bold, which is the in continuity Batman. The Batman, Robert Pattinson, is outside of continuity. It's an Elseworld um, movie, which is like their official title for it. And also in the comic books, outside of continuity stuff was called Elseworlds for DC. The Brave and the Bold, and we're getting a Robin, which I was like, yes. And they're like, it's
it's
Damian
been
Wayne, and I'm
years.
like, ah.
Why? Why? Why?
I
Oh my
I hope they don't
God.
make him too insufferable, but he's literally my least favorite Robin, because like the rest of the
Same.
Robins worked to where they got to. Damien was already had the abilities. He just has to work on not killing. It's like he's like the nepo baby of fucking Robins. Like,
I know why.
it's
I
just
know why they're doing. Because honestly, I would have preferred. We already had enough Dick Grayson. I'll be honest. Like, there's a lot of
well,
Dick
they're
Grayson
doing a
media.
Teen Titans movie, so they're gonna do a Nightwing thing, which I think is fine. That's perfectly fine.
That's fine.
Jason
That's fine.
Todd can do his own thing. I wish they had gone Tim
Tim
Drake.
Drake. Tim Drake.
Where's
I
he
wanna
gonna
see
be?
I really want to see Tim Drake. Come on.
That's like
I really
everyone's
want to see
favorite.
that.
My personal favorite is Dick, but like Tim is like a close second.
Same. I'm the exact same. I like. Come on, because we all grew up with Teen Titans 2003. Like Dick Grayson has a special place, but
Mm-hmm.
Tim Drake, come on, man, come on. He's literally everything Batman wanted
Yeah,
besides Dick Grayson.
yeah.
Like, come on, come on.
Yeah,
And
Dick
yes,
is like
I,
a positive role model Batman. Jason is like, hey, I'm Punisher, but Batman. Tim Drake is
Batman 2.0.
Batman 2.0. Yeah, like he's got the detective side down. The only part where he lacks is the fighting side. Dick and Jason are better than him at that. But like, he's still dope. I wish they kept him as like Red Robin. Now he's just like, I'm also Robin. Like Damien's Robin and like
Wait,
Tim
wait,
Drake
wait.
is
They made
Robin.
him. They turned Tim Drake back to Robin. Why?
Yeah,
Why? Why
nostalgia.
didn't they keep us
Comic
Red
writers
Robin?
from the '90s. It's like Robin is Tim Drake, and it's like okay, yeah, like because that Red Robin run was awesome. Like it was a short run. It was only like 26 issues, but it was like after I think it was Identity Crisis or Infinite ISIS Crisis. I meant after Infinite Crisis, like that miniseries was really good. It was like right after when Boomerang, Captain Boomerang killed his dad or whatever, and like him hunting him down. Like it was really fucking good. But yeah, he's Robin.
But I know why they're going with Damian Wayne because in the
Yeah.
comics right now, Damian is getting some massive character development where
Mhm.
I think he quit being Robin, which shocking.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
think at this point I'm not too up to date with like modern DC continuity now. I've been reading the Absolute stuff and Ultimate from Marvel. I'm reading Absolute and Ultimate
How
basically. Um,
how's the absolute? Because I haven't seen
really
any
good.
absolute Batman. How
Like
is that? Okay.
unfortunately, I think the Superman one has to take a while to grow on me because it is like out of the three of them, it's super different. Um, pun not intended.
Different good
Um,
or different bad?
it's still too early, I think. Like,
Okay.
I just have to because there's only been like 4 issues. I need to see how it plays out in like 10 or 12 issues to get a definitive opinion on there. Um, it's cool. I just think it's such a different version of Superman, such a more powered down, grounded version. Um, but it's interesting. Wonder Woman is awesome. That one's really cool. It's like leaning heavy into the Greek stuff and just like Wonder Woman with a giant cloud buster sword. It's like yes, awesome, fantastic. The art's really good in that too. And then obviously Absolute Batman is like the best because it's just a fucking beefcake Batman just beat the shit out of people with great art. And Scott Snyder
I'm guessing he's
back
just
in the writing
Punisher.
role. It's so good. Wait, sorry, what was that?
I'm guessing he's just Punisher, the absolute Batman.
No. He's like basically because he doesn't kill. I mean, he goes crazy. Like he cuts off a dude's arm. Like it's crazy, but he's still like I don't have to kill you though. But it's cool. Like Alfred is like a secret agent thing, so he's never his butler. Basically, it's like if Batman grew up with like working class parents, so he take away the money, take away everything. He's just literally doing this for I have to do something kind of thing. Like strip Batman of his money and what do you get kind of thing. Like he literally has like a bulldozer. A bulldozer is a Batmobile. It's fucking crazy. Like it's sick as hell. Yeah, it's really really good. Highly recommend. Um, and then in the Ultimate universe, the Ultimates is really good. And Ultimate Spider-Man is it's literally everything I've asked for ever. Peter is married to Mary Jane. They have 2 kids. Peter and Harry are best friends. Like it's so good. Yes, exactly. Whereas the modern Spider-Man run, brother, it's fucking rough out here. Like they're
And then there's
introducing
Paul.
another love interest when not even like
Oh yeah.
10 years back they had Silk. I'm like, where's Silk? They're like, we don't give a fuck about that. They have a Spider Boy, which no one likes, and now a Spider.
Nobody likes
I
that.
think it's like Spider Girl or something like that, but it's not like.
I think it's Spider Girl. I saw
Yeah, the one
some
with the
of
pigtails,
the run
I
of
think.
that.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet, but it's.
Well, there are some. Well, I found some clips on YouTube about it. So that's good. Oh wait, no, you're talking about a different one. You're talking about this girl.
No, yeah,
Okay,
there's a Spider Girl that was like out in the 2000s, which was like an alternative universe kind of thing. But yeah, no,
they need to
there's
just
a new
leave
one.
Spider-Man alone because the
They
other
need
thing
to
I
stop
don't
making
like
new
about-
Spider characters. He's not Batman, bro. Like Batman has a
I
bat
don't even like
family.
just leave.
Emphasis on the family. Spider-Man still can't afford fucking rent, and he's a 35-year-old man. Can we just have him
Yep.
be a grown-up and then do all, like, the teenage stuff with, hey, guess what? You have a character called Miles Morales where you can do all the teenage stories of, like, ah, oh, man, I'm
No,
moving out for the
no,
first
no,
time.
no,
I can't
no,
afford
no,
rent.
no,
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 we
no.
have to make it
I
Peter.
hear you. I hear you.
Ugh.
I hear you, but respectfully, leave Miles Morales alone. They don't know what the fuck to do with Miles. Leave him alone. They turned him into a fucking vampire. What the heck? No, leave him
No,
alone.
okay, all right. That run is pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. With the energy sword, it's kind of sick.
They don't know. See, here's the problem with Miles Morales. What they're doing, they don't know what to do with him. What
I think he has too many powers. He's got
That's
too many powers.
They're making him a wish fulfillment character. They're thinking like, oh, you'll like him because he has all these like powers, right? I'm like, no, his powers was good enough as it is. Just make compelling stories.
I think,
and the worst part about it is they're trying to make him Peter.
I will
Stop
say
it.
This.
He's Miles Morales.
No. I will say this. He has a lot more character because in the original Miles Morales run, he was kind of a blank piece of toast. Like, if you read that run, his character was kind of a blank piece of toast. He was still a cool character, but it was more like, wow, that's cool that there's a character replacing Peter after his death in the Ultimate Universe. Whereas, like, they've definitely, like, fleshed him out a lot more. It is funny, though. So, I don't know if you know the story behind Ultimate Evasion, which spearheaded, like, the new Ultimate Universe. But the maker, a.k.a. Evil Red Richards from the original Ultimate Universe, she's like, hey, you want to come with me? And Miles essentially responds, I make Marvel a lot of money because of the Spider-Verse movies and stuff, so I'm gonna stay here because I need to be in continuity because people like me. And Maker's like, okay.
And there's dips.
Yeah, like that's the most, like, they try to do it story-wise as like well as they possibly could, but like literally just the subtext of that is like, I'm too popular of a character, I can't come with you back to my universe, which isn't even really his universe.
It was also very random because if you're following what the maker was doing on his run, he was fucking shit up, and then he just randomly had a human moment. Of just
that was literally just the editorial, like, we have to like bring Miles in somehow. How do we explain this away? But Jonathan Hickman's a good writer. Ultimate Evasion is like, it's boring because it's just like, hey, here's how the new Ultimate Universe is created, and that's like the sole purpose of it is, once you get into the Ultimate Universe, it's really good. Ultimate Black Panther has been good. Ultimate X-Men is okay. Ultimate Spider-Man is the best one, though. And Ultimates.
I've seen a little bit of Ultimate Spider-Man. I should go back and try to finish that. Yeah. The other ones, though, I haven't really, because I'll be honest, I haven't heard much good things about the Ultimate Universe a while back. So,
oh, you mean the old one? The old one.
Yeah, the old ones.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man is the best one. Like, the rest of them are, like, Fantastic Four is, like, crazy, because, like, I think Sue leaves Reed for the Thing, and I'm like, that's definitely fucking different.
Yeah.
And then,
what
else?
Thing
X-Men
apparently shades off the rocks
X-Men,
for, like, energy powers.
Yeah. And X-Men, it's like half of them fucking died during Ultimatum. And Wolverine has a son, which technically he's still in the main Marvel universe, but no one remembers James, R.I.P. Damn. What else was there? I'm trying to think. Ultimate Spider-Man is obviously the best. Ultimates, it's an acquired taste. It's very dated because it's like steeped into like early 2000s pop culture. So like you read it now, it's like, oh my god, they're referencing like Buffy and like shit like that as in a modern context. It's just so weird. And like they did Captain America derby. I fucking hate Captain America in the Ultimate Universe. He fucking sucks. And I was so happy when Aunt May slapped the shit out of him. Because in the Ultimate Universe, Spider-Man gets shot by the Punisher because the Punisher is trying to kill Captain America. So he's got a wound on him, and he like runs away basically to like, and all Spider-Man is doing during this time is saving people because he's just a kid. Like, he's not part of the Ultimates, he's not part of anything. All he does in that shitty fucking ultimatum, that like is such a bad event, all he does during that entire event is just save people. And it's like, That's so fucking sick. And then he like fights his basically rogues and like dies. And it's like that is such a good like Spider-Man death.
Hmm.
Um, Later
Hmm.
it's realized
He
that he's
died.
alive, but
Yeah, he died fighting off the Green Goblin and shit.
yeah, like so good. And then like so like Aunt May at the funeral, like Steve is just like, I'm sorry, man, we couldn't help him. It's like she's like, he literally looked
Smacks
up to you and you couldn't do fucking shit, Captain America, and slaps the shit out of him. And she's like, fucking leave. It's like, oh fuck, that is some good shit right there.
Yeah, because isn't the Cap in the Ultimates kind of a dick?
Yeah, because the Ultimates are like we're like a prototype for the boys where they care about like government backing and like care about their celebrity and stuff like that. And he's just like a
Mhm.
fucking meathead doofus. Like he fucking sucks. He fucking sucks. Um, but yeah. The other movies I'm excited. Teen Titans movie that'll be sick. Um, Swamp Thing that might
Is
be
these are
interesting.
live action, right?
Yes.
So for Swamp Thing, maybe I would say Jordan Peele could probably do that because that I could see a horror vibe working for that for
Yeah,
Swamp Thing.
because I also think the guy who directed Logan was originally signed on to do Swamp Thing, but I think since then he's dropped out. So Jordan Peterson would be, sorry, Jordan Peele would be a good pick for that. Um,
Hmm.
Teen Titans script is done, so they just have to go into production now. They're doing a Bane and Deathstroke movie. That seems like an odd combination to me.
To be on, wait, they're both like in the same movie or separate
Yeah,
standalone?
no, same movie. It's a Bane slash Deathstroke movie, and there's
Okay, so
no
so
other details.
Sony tried this and it didn't work. So
I think it's back. I
good
think this
luck, DC.
Sony versus back. Ever since they said it died, I think it's back now. They're like, oh, we're gonna try again. It's like, why?
Craven died not to, like Craven was the last nail, and I haven't seen it. And the thing is, the thing that makes me mad is I'm gonna see it eventually. But I went to New York Comic Con and I actually got to see an exclusive clip of Craven, and
Oh,
that
cool.
exclusive clip looked solid. It looked good. So when the movie came out and I see people were like, "Yeah, this is absolute dog shit," I was like, "What happened? What the fuck happened?" The
I heard
clip I
they.
saw was pretty damn good.
I saw the
What?
post credit where they shoved in Null at the end, which is like the King in Black, the like King of the Symbiotes and stuff. And then like shortly after, it's
Wasn't
like
he in Last
no more
Dance?
Sony.
Yeah, but wasn't he in Last Dance? I'm confused. What the
Or
hell?
sorry, was that
How?
Last
Why?
Dance or was that
Yeah, that
Craven?
should have been
Oh,
That
never
should have
mind.
been Last Dance.
Sorry. I
Why the
I
hell would
didn't
he
see
be
either
Craven?
movie. We saw the first Venom together. I
Uh,
remember that. That was fun.
yeah, we saw the first Venom together. I saw the second Venom,
I never
and the
saw the
third
second.
one. It's okay. It's not terrible. The third one I haven't seen yet, but I've heard mixed opinions
You know what I
about it.
did see though is Madam Web. Fucking masterpiece that one.
I ain't watching that.
It was so
You can
bad.
have fun.
It was
I
so
ain't
fucking
watching that.
bad. I haven't seen
It
Morbius either.
sucks.
That's on my to watch is Morbius. Um,
Morbius I've seen. Um I forgot the act Matt Smith. Matt Smith is entertaining. I'll say that. He's very entertaining.
yeah. Um,
Outside of that, eh.
yeah. And then they're gonna do a Booster Gold TV show, and I think that all depends on who they cast as Booster Gold. Like Booster Gold is a really cool and fun character, and Blue Beetle's got to be involved. Ted Cord's got to be involved, because those two are like
This might,
interlocked. Uh,
if they are involved, it might be either a prequel or a sequel to the Blue Beetle with Jaime Reyes. Because
yeah.
remember, if
Well, that's
the
getting
the
it
end
a
credit,
that's getting an animated show, so it's gonna be the same actors and stuff, but it's gonna be an animated TV show.
which is ironic because the movie was originally supposed to be a show,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they just turned it into a movie.
So my first thought with the Paradise Lost one, which is about Wonder Woman, it's on Themyscira, was like, that's stupid. But then you look at the rest of these movies, and there's literally no Wonder Woman in here whatsoever. It's just Batman and Superman, pretty much, and it's like, oh, yeah, maybe they do need a TV show.
Well, well, Batman and Superman are the poster boys of DC.
But so
They
is Wonder
need.
Woman. I mean, it's the Trinity, and Wonder Woman is like a pivotal character. Um,
You're right, but
and they
unfortunately,
just
not
canceled
as
her game too. Like Jesus.
much. So with the Wonder Woman game, my issue with that is that I feel like you'd run into the similar problems with Superman. Similar, not the same. Where
Well, they
and
were gonna
honestly,
have
you'd
this
be
cool.
running the risk of being
So, are you familiar with the Shadow of Mordor games, the Lord of the Rings games?
a bit. I don't think
So,
I know of them.
Warner Bros. Like, this is such a cool system. We literally have to copyright it so no other games can do it. They had this thing called the Nemesis system, where basically any NPC or any enemy character that killed you moved up in rank. So, like, say enemy kills you, now all of a sudden he's war chief, and then if he kills you again, then he's commander. Like, it just keeps going up and up and up. And they were gonna implement that into a Wonder Woman game, and I think that would be
Mhm.
fucking sick. But it's canned, so so too
To
bad,
be
so
honest,
sad.
I feel like with Wonder Woman and her mythos, I feel like you'd be getting dangerously close to like God of War type of stuff. But
Yeah,
that's just my
which
opinion.
would be cool. Yeah, I want a Superman game so bad, but Rocksteady literally has been like, Superman's fucking lame. We're not doing that. You know what? We're just gonna do
Well,
another Batman game after you fuck it. Well, now in continuity, it was a clone, but they killed Arkham Batman. But literally in continuity now, like because Suicide Squad did so fucking piss poor, they're like, the whole Justice League was clones the entire time, and it's like, why did you
which
think you could do a live service game? Why the fuck did you think you could do this? That's so like ah
yeah, nah, yeah.
shit was
So
trash.
first off, them trying to kill off Arkham series Batman, I just find it hilarious that every fan that saw that have like different interpretations of what would actually happen if they try to kill Arkham series Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that and unfortunately, I don't think we will ever get a good Superman game because of a very simple fact. And I've been saying this a lot, but it's one of these cold hard truths that people need to understand. Take Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Can a punk from a gun kill Spider-Man? No. Or
Technically,
rather, yes. Yes, they can.
yeah.
Will they? No. No, they won't. Now take the same thing. A punk with a gun. Can they kill
I
Superman?
mean, you
No.
could do like,
No.
you could do. There are workarounds. You could be like, hey, there are Lex Luthor just developed new weaponry, and then secretly the weaponry all has like adam or not adamantium, sorry, kryptonite laced bullets or something like that. So that's a way you could do it. Um, there are
That's
definitely
very
workarounds.
specific.
Sure, but I think it's a video game. You kind of do like, yeah, sure. Logically in the world, you would be like, what the fuck? There's no fucking way. But like when developing video, it's the same thing with like a SpongeBob video game. Like, who does SpongeBob hit? And they're like, I don't know. Let's just throw some robots in there. It's like, okay, and you kind of just accept it because it's a video game.
I mean, if you're gonna go with that logic, you might as well make it a space adventure with Superman, like in
Sure,
space, because I
yeah,
feel like
do fucking
I could
anything
believe,
with him.
I could believe, I could believe that more. But him just like going through Metropolis casually,
Nah, I want to fly
he's
through
gonna get her.
Metropolis. That's a big part. You got to be able to fly through Metropolis. Like, there's no fucking way. You should also be able to fly to Gotham and be like, "Hey, Bruce, I took care of all the crime." And Bruce is like, I fucking hate you."
Yeah, well, at least with the Arkham Batman coming back, we might finally get an answer to what happened to Bruce in Arkham Knight.
Well, originally they were gonna do. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be voiced by Kevin Conroy, R.I.P. But
Yep.
originally they were going to proceed with the Batman Beyond game where you play as Damian, which they might just still greenlight. Also, none of this here do I see the Batman Beyond animated movie that they were pitched by the same creators or same animators as fucking Spider-Verse. Like, have you seen this test footage?
Uh,
It's
I've
so good.
seen
Hold
the
on.
art. I've seen the art for it, and honestly, I'm mad that Warner Brothers said no to the idea. It's like they don't want our money.
They said exactly. They said nah. Hold on, let me see if I can find on YouTube here. Yeah, this was like the concept that was leaked. Yeah, fucking. Come on, piece of shit. There you go. It's probably on delay because you're watching on stream, but like once it comes up, it's it looks so good. I don't understand why you would say no to this. And people have nostalgia for Batman Beyond. Like that was like a big show during like that the DC animated universe run. Like God, there's just so much potential. And again, you're not tied down to comic books because literally like it's a TV invention. Like God, it's just the it could be so good. But
Damn, they had this much, and why?
Warner Brothers is allergic to money, I guess.
Eh,
I mean, that's a test one, so obviously it's not super polished, but like still, like,
it's polished enough to get the general idea of what it could have been.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe those people will work on the game.
Also, fucking we're getting fucking Constantine 2 with fucking Keanu Reeves. That's kind of fucking dope. I didn't think.
Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, it's in the works currently. They don't know when it's coming out, but they're working on a script for Constantine 2.
Oh, you know what it is? Because he made that comment on, I forgot whose show it was. It wasn't Jimmy Kimmel, was it?
Was it Colbert?
I think it was Colbert. One of those live talk shows, he kind of mentioned, he's just like, they asked him like, name one movie you would want to do a sequel in. He's like, I do. There is one, but they're not gonna do it. He's like, come on, say it. He's like, Constantine. Everyone cheered. He's like, it's not gonna happen. Maybe it will. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's happening. I saw the first one. Not bad.
Not terrible. It suffers from early 2000s edgy stuff,
yes.
But not bad.
Yes.
And like the first 2 episodes of that Constantine show were great, and then it was just like, oh, this is bad. I would much prefer a Constantine movie or a TV show if I'm being honest.
I mean, yeah, there's like a lot of things you could work with that.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, you could even like, who came first? Was it Harry Dresden or John Constantine? Who came first? I think it was
Constantine showed up in Swamp Thing. That was his first official appearance in the Alan Moore run. Constantine. How the fuck do you spell Constantine?
Constantine.
Oops. There we go.
June 1985. Yeah, it definitely came out first.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought that Swamp Thing was either 90s or 80s. I couldn't remember. Yeah, I mean, Dresden is I mean, he's not a exact replica because like Alan Moore created Constantine, so he's very fucking British, whereas Harry Dresden is very Americanized. Like it's Chicago, right?
Yeah, he's in Chicago.
Yeah, I only read the first 3 or 4, I think. But still, very good stuff.
I think I'm at like 7 or 8 books.
Have you seen the Dresden File TV show that they did? That was awful.
No, and I don't want to. I've heard.
It does have such good potential, though, to be a TV show. Like, literally, just every season is a book. Like, how much easier can you get?
That's ideally how it should be, but you know how Hollywood and like
they need to put their dick in it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. fucking,
Uh,
fucking
I also
asshole.
remember because the reason why I bring it up is because there's this channel that
Hmm.
they kind of do like these shorts called like villain support, and it was hilarious because one of them went to another call guy and was just all like, so yeah, Harry Dresden and John Constantine walk into a bar, and the entire time he
Oh
thinks it's a
yeah, you
joke.
showed me that short. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It was hilarious. He's like, yeah, that would be nice if it was a joke.
yeah.
He's like, oh wait, where did they go? Villain's pub. And like the whole, I could definitely see those two just fucking shit up just for the sake of it. It'd be
That's
hilarious.
a great crossover because there have been actual Dresden and File comic books. I think they're published by Dynamite, which is the same
Um,
publisher as the Boys.
so then yeah, there's like a lot of comic books. Maybe one day I'll actually try to find them and read them.
I think the first couple were just like adaptations of the book, but then shortly after
Mm-hmm.
they were just kind of like in between stories. Um, but I think I read a couple of them actually. But yeah, right now I'm almost done with Roar Breaker. That's another Brandon Sanderson book. It's good. I like it. Elantris was his first published, and you could definitely tell. It was like 90% medieval politics and like 10% actual things happening. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
plus 600 pages. So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it was like if you're not into fantasy, you would be bored by it like almost immediately. But Warbreaker is a lot more good, a lot more fun. I would actually suggest if anyone is like, I don't know if I want to get into Sanderson or commit to a trilogy, I would be like, read Warbreaker.
So what have I been reading? Geez, what haven't I been reading? So let's see. So after proven guilty by Jim Butcher, another Harry Dresden file, I decided to take a
Mm-hmm.
break and I went with the Time Marked Warlock by Shami Stovall.
Time.
Um,
Okay.
Pretty good book. It's the tagline is pretty much Harry Dresden meets Groundhog Day. Um, it's about a guy named Adair Finn who's pretty much like the most powerful warlock in the world, and he's also a PI type of deal. Um, it's if I had to like give a tagline on what it's about, it's like you playing a visual novel, but you are save scumming till you get the perfect ending. You know all the
Ah.
answers you gotta go through. It's like one of those. But the way that they do it is like, in my opinion, is very enjoyable because it becomes like the mystery is intriguing, but also the development of the characters is also intriguing because it's one of those things like in the first book, slight spoiler, he had to fight this witch so many times that like his sidekick that was there with him was just like, yo, can I have games on your can I play with your phone while you fight her again? Type of thing. It's like, and the witch is just so confused, like, wait, what the heck? Why y'all acting so casual?
That's good.
Like, it's
It's got good
hilarious.
ratings. It's got on Amazon 4.6. That's decent.
Yeah, and they have the second book that's already out called Chronos Warlock, I believe.
Yep,
Let me
Cronus
double check.
Warlock, and then after that it's
Yeah,
24-hour Warlock.
yeah. The third book is supposed to come out in March. I think estimated March 18th. I can't wait for that.
Hmm.
So yeah, those two books. Anyone who, if you like urban fantasy and you like Harry Dresden Files, give these two books a try. I recommend it. Um, Other than that, the other two books that I'm reading were web novels. I'm not sure how many people really feel about that,
Hmm.
but this one you can actually buy a series of books. It's called My Werewolf System by JKS Manga. There's like 4 volumes of it you can actually buy as a book. It's pretty much about a guy named Gary Dem. He lives in a city called Slow, where it's like gangs, like it's riddled with gangs and whatnot.
Hmm.
And some of the most popular forms of entertainment is called like altar fights. So think of MMA, except people can like turn into like animal slash monster hybrids to fight.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
in the around the first book, he gets like forced to work for a gang, so he has to like transfer this package.
Hmm.
During the him transferring the package, he gets attacked, and he gets knocked unconscious, and the package kind of opens up, and he feels like a sharp bite. After that
Mhm.
happens, he wakes up and like he sees a screen in front of his face, and he's like, "Yeah, you're a werewolf now," type of thing. So now he has to just navigate being a werewolf. So yeah, it's a lit RPG series. So if there's people that are fans of that, definitely recommend that. It's pretty fun. I enjoy it. It's by JKS Manga,
Mhm.
or Jack Sherwin is that's his real name that he puts on it.
Mhm.
And after that, another book slash web novel by JKS is The Dark Magus Returns. This is his most recent. This is his newest book that has come out lately. There are no books available of it. It's just a web novel, so you'd have to like go on webnovel.com if you want to support the author. If you wink wink. But
Oh, Dark
it's pretty
Magus.
fun. It's pretty fun. It's about a guy named Ray's Cromwell. He pretty much was so pretty much he gets into a fight with a bunch of these Grand Magus, and he
Mhm.
gets killed. And when he gets killed, he gets isekai'd into the world of Penga, which to describe that world, it's really just Chinese cultivation, martial arts, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So when he gets isekai'd into that world in the body of a child, he pretty much is trying to level up both his magic and his martial arts skills to go back and get revenge on like the people
Mm.
that ruined his life. So if you love a good revenge story, lots of magic and crazy martial arts, uh, it's not that one. It's Dark Magus. It's not the Dark
Oh,
Mages. It's
sorry.
the Dark Magus or Magus, like Magus returns.
Alright.
Yeah,
M
those are like
A
some really
G S. You said
Magus.
U.S. Ah, there we go. Ah, there we go. Nice. Um, what else am I reading? Obviously I'm reading comic books. I'm reading The Absolute and everything from the Absolute universe. Absolute Flash is coming out soon, which is sick. And then everything from the Ultimate Universe, pretty much. I am also rereading Preacher by Garth Ennis, who is the creator of The Boys. But Preacher was his first creation. That was like what he was most known for before The Boys. They had a TV show on it too. Um, because listen, Garth gets a lot of shit for the Boys comic book. It's not it. Listen, it's just very edgy and very in your face. Um, and yeah, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. Garth Ennis is very much like he's a writer. He's like, I fucking hate superheroes, so I'm gonna write comic books not about superheroes. Or if I am gonna write about superheroes, it's either gonna be Punisher, and Punisher is gonna literally make every superhero look like a laughing stock, or it's gonna be like Preacher, which is like the most sacrilegious thing on the face of the planet. But I was
Well,
surprised because
fair.
The Boys is very much like it. You could feel the hatred um for superheroes in that. Like it's very obvious that he really. You actually might really like this series. If you have Kindle Unlimited, all of them are available. Um, but basically, do you know
What's
the
it
plot
called?
of this at all or no?
No, I know nothing about this.
Okay, so it's about this guy named Jesse Custard, and basically, he has a rough upbringing. So he becomes this preacher for a church, and then one day, as he's doing a sermon, well, before that, he goes into the bar. He's an alcoholic preacher, right? So he drinks. He's like, I know about all your fucking confessions, and he's in the South. He's like, you fucked your cousin, you this, you that. He gets the shit beat out of him. The next day at church, he shows up. Everyone at church shows up to like hear about like he's like, all right, I'm gonna preach about forgiveness. All of a sudden, some little magical ball shoots right at him, and then everyone in the church dies. It explodes. And he's the only one left alive. And then he
Eesh.
learns he has the ability of the word of God. So it kind of like works like the voice in Dune, where if he says like sit down, your body can't control itself. You sit down. So like
High
And Garth,
persuasion.
at his fashion, one of the guys is like, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and then he says, "Go fuck yourself." And then the next page after is him in the hospital, and they explain, "Yeah, he cut off his dick and shoved up his ass." And it's like,
Jesus.
yeah.
Wow.
So that's the intensity that like fucking Preacher brings. It's like it touches on every taboo subject imaginable, especially religion. So
Mm.
now this is where, like, if you're really religious, you're gonna hop right the fuck off once I explain this to you. But there's an organization that's basically like, okay, so Jesus didn't actually die. We just, like, back then they drugged him and then took him out of the coffin. And it's like, oh, Jesus has risen. And they've been keeping the
Really though.
Jesus bloodline throughout all time till modern day. And it's all been incest, basically, to keep the bloodline pure. So then you finally meet Jesus, like the actual like son of Jesus, and he's just like all fucked due to like incest inbreeding and stuff like that. It's like this is the son of this is the closest thing to the son of God, and he's just like the worst. Like he's obviously not the worst, but he's not capable because he's so mentally uh has mental issues.
Yes. That.
Yeah. So like the organization is like, we need someone else. So they try to get Jesse Custer Preacher to become like basically the next Jesus. And he's like, I'm not gonna do that because another thing that it's learned early on in the series is Jesse wants to know where God is. Because obviously he's real, he just got the voice of God. Um and the angels are like, after he created Earth, God disappeared. So like literally from the book of Genesis, God has not been present, has not been in control of humanity ever. So like the whole crux, the whole like the A plot of Preacher is he wants to confront God and have God confess his sins to humanity. So now it's up to the angels and stuff to keep this secret from humanity, but Jesse is trying to expose that because he has a vendetta against God because, you know, he's like, I learned your book back and forth, and now I'm on a, you know, now I fucking hate you kind of thing. And he teams up with his best Irish boy Cassidy, who is a vampire. He's they have like such a good bromance, and then his girlfriend Tulip, which is like a hit woman. It's so good. It's so good. And Garth gets a lot of shit because like obviously his humor is very fucking edgy. Like there's a guy called Arseface. Actually, that's him right now. I will pull that up.
Ooh.
Where Arseface shot himself, but he didn't die, so that's why his mouth is all fucked up. And they call him Arseface. It's like, come on, bro. Like that's fucked up. But
Oh, yeah.
there's actually like really humanization, and the characters are actually like they have good dynamics and it's very well written. But he also loves his profanity. He's like, there's fuck in every 5 sentences. It's like fuckity this, fuckity that.
Jeez.
Um, yeah, so like the red text is like when he's doing the voice. Um,
Mhm.
like it's obviously like very it's okay. It's very crude, but there's like great character moments and stuff. And people, you know, hate Garth Ennis because of the boys comic book because it's so apparent how much he hates superheroes, and obviously comic book fans on Twitter don't like that so much, and people on Twitter or people on YouTube pick up on the Twitter vibes and they're like, oh, Garth Ennis is actually not a good writer. No, Preacher is very good. um Everyone should read Preacher, it's good. But obviously if you're religious you're not gonna fucking like Preacher very much.
Who let
um
people on Twitter get an opinion? Let's start with that. LOL.
it's comic book Twitter is like the worst thing. Like actually the worst thing. Imagine it's just full of so many terrible takes. But yeah,
I can't
so
imagine.
I'm working through that. And then Brandon Sanderson stuff pretty much. Um, and yeah, so I think I've gone on for a while now, so I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. But Leon, would you like to tell anyone anything coming up, or that people should be on the lookout for?
Anything people are coming up? Well, Pokemon. They had it's Pokemon Day today.
Oh,
Woo!
right. Okay, we can talk about that for a little bit. Obviously, you have more than to say than me. The only thing I like about, or that I'm currently invested in Pokemon, is the card game on, like, the app. Like, I am addicted to that fucking game.
Same.
It's
I've been
it's
playing
so
that too.
good.
Well, it could use some. The trading feature is complete dog shit. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
like it.
no, I was excited for that, but it's not good. I
No.
maybe did it once or twice.
So, with Pokemon Day, so let's see, there's a lot of good things that happen. They showed the new pack coming out for TCG Pocket.
Yep.
It's just an Arceus pack, to be
Mhm.
honest.
And there's more
Then
fights coming up
they,
on tomorrow, I think, actually. 28th.
yeah, yeah, more packs are coming. That's going to be the Arceus pack. That's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Then they showed some actual TCG stuff, like the real card game, which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care too much about that.
Yeah.
One thing I was very interested in was Pokemon Champions, which,
Yeah.
to break it down for people who are fans of Pokemon, it's just a legal Pokemon showdown. That's what it is.
It's Pokemon to the death.
Pretty much, you can now, because so Pokemon Showdown is a battle simulator where you
Mhm.
just put in like a bunch of Pokemon and whatnot. But in Pokemon Champions, you can actually bring your Pokemon from all the other games, and you can even play it on your phone. You can play it on your phone, and there's a lot
Yeah,
of
I saw that.
cross-play with it.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm really interested in because I like competitive battling. I'm thinking of trying to get back into it. So with Pokemon Champions, this will actually make it more fun because now I could just have my phone and just like start battling people. I have to see how it works
Mm-hmm.
because they did mention that like there's going to be certain UI differences, but they're bringing back Mega Evolutions and Terrasilizations. I don't know if they're going to bring Dynamax back. That's still up in the air. But yeah, that's very nice that they're bringing back a lot of the gimmicks from past Pokemon games. That's interesting. So that's the one that I'm most interested in.
Mm-hmm.
The main event that people were hyped up for was Pokemon Legends ZA, which
Yes.
it took Nintendo, or rather Pokemon Company and Game Freak, a long time for us to get it. Like they
Yeah,
were
wasn't this
so
announced like
tight-lipped
a
about it.
while ago? Or am I thinking of
This
something
was
else?
no, this was announced like I believe like beginning of last year, if I
Okay.
remember it correctly. And the entire year went
Yeah.
back and we went by
I
and
will
no
say
news.
it the fighting system looks a little different. Listen, I don't know if
So
anyone know,
I,
like, I don't know if I've even told you, because we rarely talk about Pokemon, because it's one of those things I really don't care about. Like, it's just one of those things, like, how do you not like Pokemon? And it's like, it just totally passed by me. Like, it's other people's things, and that's great. Like, I'm not saying, like, it's fucking stupid. I just, like, with the games, it's pretty much the same formula over and over, but with different things here or there. This looks somewhat different, so if I were to
so
buy a full priced Pokemon game, it might be this because it doesn't look like the same thing we have been getting. But then again, I am outside the Pokemon loop. Maybe this
so
is like Arceus 2, basically. Like, I don't know. Or Arceus? I don't know.
Arceus, yeah.
Arceus.
So
But
this
you know
battle style
better,
that we
so
see here,
yeah.
this battle style we're seeing here is brand new. This is real time because anyone that knows Pokemon, even the
Yeah.
basics, it was always
Turn
turn
based.
based.
Yep.
This one seems like it's more live action, and you could actually like dodge. It's not just a random number simulator right now.
Yeah.
Like you actually
Actually
actively dodge and
actually doing
control.
something different. It's interesting.
I'm gonna be honest, I
Not a fan.
am apprehensive about it. I
Yeah.
prefer the turn-based combat. That's just what I grew up with.
Yeah.
I spoke to a couple of my friends about it, and the way I see it is this. So the Legends series of games is pretty much their chance to experiment and do whatever they want.
Hmm.
Because I had the same issue with Legends Arceus where they had the battle style with with the different styles of battling and whatever and attacks. I
Mhm.
didn't like it. I'll be honest. It was passable for the game, but I made it clear that like as long as it stays in the game, I have no problem with it. It's the same thing here. Now, granted, I will get the game and I will play it to see exactly how it works and if I really don't like it that much, but it's the same thing. As long as it stays in the Legend series and doesn't come out to the main series games, I can live with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair
But
enough. What was the what's the latest turn-based one? Was that Sword and Shield?
no, we're past that. It's
Oh,
Scarlet and Violet. That's
or
the
Scarlet?
last.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the latest one.
Okay.
Um, it's. I'm not gonna lie. The story for that game is probably one of the best ones.
Hmm. Okay.
The game though itself, in terms of how it was made, was flipping mess.
Yeah.
My
Well,
God.
whatever. Pal's World is better, so it doesn't matter. I'm fucking with you.
I mean,
I tried
it
playing it.
might
It was fun
be.
for like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's the problem with Power World. Power World did give a lot of what Pokemon players wanted,
Mhm.
but the problem is that they didn't have anything. It was just Minecraft with no direction.
Yeah,
That was the
Minecraft
issue.
mixed with it just had too much going on. It was like third person shooter, Minecraft, also a little bit of Breath in the Wild, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
we're doing a lot here.
Yeah, that was the whole issue. It did a way too much, and
Mhm.
there wasn't really a cohesive story to the game, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And when you don't, so with the thing with Monster Tamer games, if you don't have a competitive scene like Pokemon, you need to put a good amount of your aspect in the story to
Hmm.
make that entertaining for players to go on a journey with your monsters.
Yeah.
Um, Pokemon sometimes lack on the story, but they always nail it with a competitive scene.
Hmm.
With Power World, there is no story and there's no competitive scene at all. It's literally a blank slate. It's something to do to pass the time, but once the novelty wears off, you're never going to want to go back to it.
Yeah. Also,
Mhm.
I forget if you are a Digimon fan, but they're coming out with a new Digimon game, I think.
Yes. I'm not as big of a Digimon fan, but I did see they're doing another Digimon story game, which is following the same format or the game's play style as Cyber Sleuth.
Hmm.
Um, good. They need to do that because their other Digimon games are just not hitting it.
Yeah.
Cyber Sleuth was literally their best game. And the fact that they're going to copy that formula with another one, it shows that they're in the right direction. They need
Hmm.
to keep that up. Ugh.
Interesting. All right. Well, think I think that'll do, Donkey. That'll do.
See, that's racist.
What do you mean? That's Mike Myers. He's like Scottish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but why are you calling me Donkey for? It's because he's voiced by Eddie Murphy.
Nah, nah, nah. No, 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 no.
But it's still Black History Month. I hope you know.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm so fucked. Damn.
You
How do
heard
I
it here,
fall for
folks.
all these traps all the fucking time? Jesus Christ.
Because I'm him.
I try to be so careful. Especially
Well,
on live. I try to be so careful, but no, Leon just has to come in here and fucking insult me.
well, it's what I do. It's what I do. Anyways,
All right, y'all.
but this was a fun conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. You know
Catch
I
you.
love geeking out, but yeah, I'm gonna add the broadcast here. My channel is Jack Hudson. Make sure to check that out for all book reviewing content, and then I'm coming out with a Gundam video essay sometime in the middle of March. So keep it tuned with that. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.
Also, read Shameless. If I could just
Oh yeah, yeah,
shamelessly plug.
yeah. No, go ahead.
Um, yeah, I'm a writer. I wrote a book. It's called Patron Saint of Murder by Mr. X. Yeah, that's my pen name. Deal with it. You can follow me on Instagram at extraordinary Mr. X. All right,
Hmm.
Okay, there you go.
There it is.